Like the ranking we have right now, number 3, is pretty justified. Like I don't think we are as consistent as we would like to be.
I would say I'm not so content with our form right now. I would say like maybe like a 6 out of 10. We have had a rough stretch of events. I think this season has not been so good for us. I think that we have a lot to improve on.
We need a bit more structure and a bit more coordination, which is usually due to procking, helps you a lot, but we don't have time to practice, so...
Of course that we have had some games that we didn't maybe show up as much as we should. But at the end of the day, I think that we are still one of the best teams in the world. We have proved it during the last like 10 months.
I don't think anyone cares about defending the trophy as much because we're not the same roster. We do obviously want to win a tournament.
Coming into playoff, it will be super important that we have each other's backs because on stage there is going to be some extra nerves, it's going to be chaos, we're going to lose some rounds that maybe we shouldn't lose, but I think that at the end of the day it's the most important about which team stays more calm during those moments.
I think they're going to be very hungry to beat us because last time we beat them in Cologne. They just beat FaZe after like a long while of not beating them, so it also broke their like image of themselves being a loser in this kind of matchup. So I think it also gives them a little bit more fuel.
Yeah, I mean, for me it's pretty obvious on a bad day that they are just not winning their duels. They are not playing together. It looks super messy what they're doing when their things are not going. I think they play a lot on flow and individual levels.
I don't think they're as good as they were last season, but I think they always have this potential. It's the same roster, it's the same. So for us, it's just we need to come strong against these mouse sports.
They look super frustrated. I think they can get really emotional, especially Apex. So I hope to put him on that edge as well.
Any individual I'm looking out for, obviously Exertion. Like any of the Israeli players, when we play against the Israeli players, just like the match is a bit more tense in some sense, like a bit more special for us.
Fala, gente bonita! Estamos de volta ao I Am Rio 2024. Que galera bonita, eu tô amando isso aqui, gente. Depois de 2 mapas, a VP volta pra casa, enquanto a nave avança para semifinais e vai jogar contra a equipe da Heroic. Mas agora é hora de definir quem vai jogar contra a equipe da Fúria. Vamos definir mais uma quarta de final, descobrir quem avança para semifinais. E eu quero que vocês façam muito barulho para a gente receber aqui nesse palco as equipes da Vitality e Mouse.
Yeah, Shui and Apex into the server means just one thing: responsibility on their shoulders to carry these 2 squads.
Yeah. It's going to be a big matchup between the 2 in-game leaders, definitely from 2 different generations of in-game leading as well, the young gun versus the old one.
Shui's been talking all about how they've been changing their playbook, how he's been getting so much help from his sports psychologist as a leader, so much help from his teammates to be a better teammate himself and a better leader to lead them to this glory.
2 players that we need to step it up are the 2s on the screen right here, Spinks and young Jimmy. Jimmy obviously being another young one coming in. He's shown progress, he's performing on the stage, but going up against a guy like Spinks, you got to be at your A-game, otherwise you're done for.
You absolutely do. Go ahead, Josh. Spinks is supposed to be like one of the star players on this team. He's one of the worst performers, or sorry, he's the only other one that's positive for this team, but barely. Zaiwu has a huge lead on these guys. He needs to step it up big time here.
Which brings us into that conversation. Zaiwu, Torzy, Op v Op.
Yeah, it's not a fair matchup. Let's be completely honest. It is arguably the best player in the world going up against a guy who is progressively getting better. But let's be honest, it's not a match. Zaiwu, the best player on the server.
Yo, but Torzy definitely wants to take that.
Torzy is so good with the op and closing, but he needs to go for more opening duels. He's so good at them.
Quem aqui tá torcendo para a equipe da Vitality? They are cheering on you. How you feel about this support?
Feels amazing. We won it last year and I'm really happy to be back here.
Amazing. Are you prepared?
Of course I am.
So, eu quero saber de vocês. Vocês estão preparados? Please, gentlemen, shake your hands. Shake take our places. E vamos ter mais uma definição nesse palco. E continua com essa energia maravilhosa, porque temos mais 2 dias pela frente. Mais uma vez, galera, vocês estão prontos? Então vamos começar o nosso show!
And for a quarterfinal featuring Vitality and Mouse, winner to go on to play Furia in this arena, that's a little overwhelming too, but you got to get through one match at a time, which is why we're set up perfectly here. After finding our map vetoes, if you're just joining us, let me tell you, you're just in time. We've got Mirage, we've got Nuke, and Inferno as a decider. So gentlemen, let's get down into what this is actually going to play out like.
It's going to be super, super important for Vitality to make a statement right here. Win the game, get into the semifinal, because it has been lackluster as of late. They're not winning trophies, they're not really winning anything, and when you have a guy like ZywOo on your team, you're supposed to win stuff.
Part of what's going to help these guys is that Mirage is going to be the pick of Mouse. They get to start on that CT side. Maybe they don't feel good about their T sides. I feel like they got unlucky when they played against Heroic here, so a statement coming out of the gates would be very important for these guys.
Yeah, a lot to work on here and a lot to grab onto. Gentlemen, just one word or the other. One team name or the other. Who is it?
I think, for my money, Vitality. But it's going to be a close one.
Okay. Vitality should, but Mouse may impress. We'll see what happens on this map.
Yeah, Vitality should, maybe could, but hey, guess what? So can Mouse, and that's what makes this an electrifying quarterfinal on the 11th of October in 2024. If you're just joining us, it is the Intel Extreme Masters in Rio, and we are well into the playoffs now with this quarterfinal featuring Mouse and Vitality.
Thank you for being with us tonight. We are live from the wonderful Pharmacy Arena, where I have to say, Jason, for a Friday night, the energy feels pretty electric in there.
Yeah, it's quite nice. A lot of people coming out for the Vitality Mouse quarterfinal matchup. These two teams going head-to-head. Former champions, reigning champions, Vitality from Rio last year stepping up to the plate. And Mouse, again, still trying to get over their stage demons. And obviously both these teams playing for a chance to face off against Furia in the semifinal in front of Furia's home crowd.
Yeah, that's a super tantalizing project, and I'm looking forward to seeing who is going to make it there. We've come back to Brazil for another carnival of Counter-Strike, and tonight, either Mouse or the reigning champs Vitality are going to catapult themselves into the semifinals. We're kicking this one off on Mirage.
Going to be the opening map between these two teams. They have faced off a couple times this year already. Each team has won one series. This is the tiebreaker in the playoffs of IEM Rio. One of these squads gets to move on and take the mantle of having dominated their opposition throughout the year. We're going to get live into the pistol round. 8 seconds remaining. We got plenty of action coming in. Glocks for Mouse on the T side, starting off, in Vitality get open up on the defense.
Yeah, I liked what we heard Josh say just before this, the fact that Team Vitality getting a start on the CT side. We know they've been struggling on the T side. We'll see if that favors them.
It's a huge point that we'll be bringing up throughout this, is the T-side struggles of Vitality are a very, very real thing. However, the CT sides, players are playing well on defense. CT sides lockdowns have been solid for Vitality. They'll get tested here up con. First contact from Exertion, who's moved in. Mezzi's going to be Gush, but there's plenty of Vitality players to handle this.
Yeah, Brolin and Shuei taking 2 between them. Flames able to follow up back here for Vitality. 3v3, and lots of time still left in this pistol round, and Apex is caught between his teammates going down, and finally Apex connecting another headshot. ZywOo and Apex against Torsi and Shuei to close the pistol round.
Yeah, ZywOo's just showed up. Very deadly superstar player. Bombs evacuated there. Torsi's backed off towards Catwalk. Shui's fallen back in towards Connector to cut off any kind of a flank. So isolated 1v1 at the B bomb site with Torsi and ZywOo as he makes his way over. Shuei and Apex are going to try and find each other over in middle. Apex knows it can't possibly be clear. ZywOo misses that piece of information, but Apex has no HP to take this fight.
Shuei just keeping them pinned, but it's ZywOo that B bomb site. Apex still in that awkward fight against Shuei. The battle of the in-game leaders goes down, and Shuei to win it. ZywOo with no kill on his back. He backed the problem here for him. He's looking at short side. There's no peaks. No one from Mouse wanting to offer him up an opportunity. We know it's one of the best pistol players in the world.
1 vs 2 大 man နေလေ 1v2 Oh no time to defuse
Mouse is obviously very happy. Who cares about the kills? Take that pistol round victory. A drawn out affair, but a very nice escape up catwalk for Torji. As him and Shui decide the fight at the A bomb site ain't worth it. And it's 1-0. Pistol round for Mouse. Second round buy coming in for Vitality. Scout coming out. Interesting thing that Vitality is going to have to deal with throughout this is the conversation around Mouse has been a lot of coming into this event with a changed playbook, different tactics. Shui gave an interview and basically said we revamped a lot of things. We revamped the way we approach coming into these big games. We revamped our playbook and it's yielding results early on.
ဇိုင်ဦးစူဝီနေဒီဆိုင်ရှင်ဖြီးတယ်ဆိုပေမဲ့လေဟိုမှာတယောက်ရှောရတယ်ဗျမြင်မှာတက်တယ်ဒီကောင်ဆေးရ
Two remaining Mouse players have penetrated the B bomb site, but it's Spinks that is quiet.
အဲ့ဘက်ကိုတက်ရိုက်တယ် MP9 ရဲ့ကျွန်တော်ဒီမှာထပ်ပြီးတော့ MP9 ရဲ့ defensive မှာဆင်ပြေနေသေးတယ် bro နဲ့1 vs 3ဆိုနေတာ That works sexy. Frame ကြီးကိုပို့ပေးနေနေတာ format မှာတကောင်မှ market ကနှစ်ကောင် position နဲ့ဆိုတော့ကျွန်တော်တယောက်ခဲလာတဲ့နေရာတော့ဟိုကျွန်တော်အရင်တွန်းလာမျိုးမလုပ်ဘူး
for Zaiwu to be in position and ready to go on the flank, and everyone's going to follow up on Flames' information.
Flames is low, but first player in. Lands the
ကောင်း
ding
တယ်
on
ပါ
rolling,
တေရော
and
နော
the
က်က
flank from
ဇိုင်ဝတ်တော့
Zaiwu comes in. Interesting conversation around Zaiwu. Obviously reopened the conversation about being the #1 player of this year with a win in Cologne. It's a three-way race between him, Monesi, and Dog.
Mouse vs Vitality ကတော့လူပုံစိတ်ဝင်စားကြမယ်ပွဲပြဘာဖြစ်လို့လဲဆိုတော့ဒီမှာကအင်အားကြီးနှစ်တင်တဲ့တွေ့တာပြီးတော့
Just start pulling away towards the
ဘာသာဖိုင်နေရတာတင်မပဲနော်မဟီရိုတွေဘာနဲ့တွေ့ရမှာဟီရိုတွေကို Vitality ပြန်ရှော့ပြီး quarter ရောက်လာဗျ
He's also sat at what 20 MVPs at the moment. He's overtaken Device, who's at 19. Simple holds the record at 21. So a victory here in Rio for Zaiwu and an MVP on top of that. He's going to tie Simple for career MVPs at big events.
ကိုရ
Certainly looks like Zaiwu's
Senchaya.
definitely more in a position to win more of those
Facebook
trophies
Malaysia,
than
no?
Simple currently is at the moment. So a lot of
ကဲဆိုတော့လောဆယ်မှာတော့ scout ရဲ့ကျွန်တော်ဒါ episode 3လက်ရဲ့မှာခလီတလက်ပါသေးတယ်ကျွန်တော်တစ်ဖက်ကတော့ခလီတလက်ကိုပါရဆိုအားလက်ပုံစံမျိုးမှာ F4 အင်တော့ S ကိုပဲ3နှစ်ကြီးတော့ထည့်လာတယ် AK ကတော့ကောက်လာတဲ့ပုံစံမျိုးဆိုင်ဘူး mouse နဲ့ Vitality ကလောဆယ်သူတင်ကိုတင်မယ်ဒီ force by round ရဲ့ mouse ကိုပဲကြည့်ရမှာ
Surgeon boosted up into the window.
အရှင်နေနေတော့ window ကို passive ပုံစံ boost ပြီးတော့ shot ကိုကြည့်နေတာ။ shot ကြည့်တဲ့ window boost ပုံစံတက်တက်ပဲပေါ့နော်။ဘက်ကလည်း image close ကိုလုံးဝလုံးမပေးဘူးထောက်ထားနေသေးတယ်။ gun ပေါ်တာနေဖြစ်တဲ့ပေါ်စီကပြီးတယ်ဆန်းဆဲကြအောင်
They would need to get some kills elsewhere for that to happen.
ကိုရနာ smoke ကုန်လာရင်တော့ပြဿနာကကိုရနာတက်လာကြအောင်ပဲ။ဘက်ကလည်း B-shot မှာ defender မရှိတဲ့အတွက် B-shot နဲ့ကိုရနာ cross fire တော့မရအောင်။
They don't really have any flashbangs
activated. They're hoping for a mistake. They got in position and now they kind of just have to start going for it. This Roland ဆောင်းရှင်ကြီးပဲတော့တော့ရအောင်ဇိုင်းဦးပြန်ထွက်ထားတယ်ချက်ချင်း smoke ထဲမှာစားရှင်ပလေးဇိုင်းဦး smoke ထဲပစ်ဆွဲရတယ်ဝါဘီနဲစီဒိုးကြီးကောင်းလေးပဲအဲဒီဆုံးတော့ကြိုးစားနေစီဒါရှိအောင်မြေပြီးဝါဘီ2ပဲပြတော့လည်းထဲမှာဒီလိုလည်းဒီလိုမပေါဘူးဆိုပေမဲ့စီကမ်းပေါ်အောက်ကျက်မှာ Roland Depot မှာ hold နေတယ်ကောင်းစီဒီတော့ရပြ
He's obviously got to worry about so many positions, so he goes back to check connector, sees another target. He was close to bringing down Broly with love a grenade, that would finish him off, but without that grenade, it is looking very unlikely now that Merriman will be able to get himself back into this.
Roland တကောင်နဲ့နေကြီးလောက်ကုန်နေပြီ
You can see him predicting the
တော့
follow-up peak,
အော်
but not going to be able
ဖက်
to
ပဲ
handle
ကျွန်
it
တော်
as
cross
soon
PP
as
နဲ့ပဲ
impact.
mouse ကကောင်းပါပြီဆိုတော့ rush မှာ Vitality ရဲ့နည်းနည်းရွဲတဲ့ design ကစားပုံရွဲတဲ့ CD ကစားပုံတော့ဘယ်မှာလို့တော့မထင်ဘူးဗျာနော် အဲ့တော့ mouse ကတော်တော်ညရဲ့နာဗီတို့ဘာလို့အကောင်းလုံးပဲကျွန်တော်ဒါဟုတ်ရင်တော့ trauma ရအောင်မပြတ်ခွဲနိုင်တယ် rush ပဲလူရတယ် rush ကိုအဲ game မလီချင်းအငိမ့်ကြီးလောက်ကြတော့ကောင်းတယ်ပြတော့တဲ့သူ့ရဲ့ interview ဖြေထားတာရှိသူ့ရဲ့ play style ကိုနည်းနည်း change ထားတယ်လို့ပြောပြတော့ mouse နေနဲ့ကျွန်တော်တို့ဒီ tier 1ကိုမှထိပ်သီးနေရာတွေမှာပြန်တွေ့လာတယ်ဆိုတာကျွန်တော်
They've bought up MP9s and upgraded pistols around it. That AWP is going to be positioned over towards the B hall.
တန်ကြားလိုက်တယ်ဇာတ်ဆုပ်ဆွဲတာအတိုင်းသားကြားနေရသေးရဲ့ Roland ကတော့ပြီးမှာမဟုတ် close one ကောင်လဲရှေ့တော့တက်လာမှာ
On scope and the retreat, leaving Spinks in position at the apartments. He is the player likely to take contact while Zaiwu's eyes now gaze at short.
ဒီဘက်မှာရှော့ရောကလို့ဆိုညရတော့ဇာဦးဇာကျွန်တော်ရလိုက်တယ်အော်ဖိုက်တယ်ပဲကောင်းကောင်းရွဲပြီးနေတယ်ဒါပေမဲ့ရတယ်ဘရိုလည်းရလိုက်တယ်နှစ်ကောင်ရမယ်ဒီဒါမှတော့ကောင်းကြိုက်ပြစ်လိုက်တယ်ဆိုတော့ပြန် trick ခံလိုက်ရတယ်ပဲ over the 3 ဆိုတော့ဒီနောက်ပြန်ဖြစ်သွားပြီဒီဘက်ဆူးပဲထောစီပဲကျွန်တော် default မှာတော့Firebox က even ဆိုဟိုးကြပဲဘောဖလမကန်ကမ flame စီသူဝေးရပါတယ်နောက်တဲ့ flame စီ oh my god ကောင်းပါပြီ MB9 ရဲ့စောက်ရမ်းကောင်တော့ပိုက်ဆဲပဲ MB9 နေနိုင်သွားပြီဗျဘာတယောက်တည်းလဲ full by round နေနိုင်နေကြဆိုတော့လုံးဝတကယ်ကို share ကြိတ်နေတယ် full by round တတိကထိုင်ဝါကိုခေါ်လိုက်ပြီ by the dead
really shocked and scared coming up catwalk
လို့လေ bro ဝါတာပါညာရှိသေးတယ်AJ ရပါလေဟယ်လိုကိုမမြင်လားမြင်နေမှာမဟုတ်ဘူးသူရမ်းကြိုက်နေပါပြီဘာညာပေါ့ second favorite ပေါ့ဟုတ်ပြီဆော့ဖက်ဘာဖြစ်လို့လဲဘာဖြစ်လို့လဲpeopleလေfavorite လေဒီပါပြီဘာညာပေါ့ second favorite ပေါ့တေလူစီထဲလာတယ် YRP ကိုနော်ဟုတ်ကိုကြီး YRP ပါမယ်ကိုကြီးreally ပြီးခဲ့ပါကိုကြီးတို့ကိုကြီးတို့
economic superiority for the first stage of this map
had a very candid interview from Apex before this game started where he was saying, you know, we've been on the road for a very long time now. We've had the same schedule as the rest of the top squads, and you are going to see mistakes in this game. You are going to see them mess up and be scrappy, and it's great to have that honesty, but we're seeing it so early. That's what happens when you don't have that time to go home and fix all the little details. You're just going event to event and playing the Counter-Strike right in front of you.
Break his angle, beat his angle, and jump across to the boxes. And now you've got this play towards the B bomb site. Mezzi challenged.
Yeah, Spinks sees the first jump past the window. It's another full commitment for Mouse to B, but they will not break. Vitality hold on. Spinks and Mezzi get their kills, and it all collapses for Mouse. Finally, we should see the end of the force buys. The eco's coming up for Mouse, and Vitality should be now increasing their scoreline to 4.
Yeah, it's going to start settling into more normal Counter-Strike. Good hold from Mezzi. Had a lot of critique headed his way through various parts of the year about his performances in Vitality. He got a good defense from the coach as well. Axtaz mentioning he's one of the best anchors out there at the moment. Maybe a couple names you could put ahead of him, but when it comes to having a dominant anchor, Mezzi's right up there, able to compete with the best. So very, very happy with the performance of Mezzi in those positions is Xtaz.
Yeah, I mean, when you're the 5th player in Vitality, there's always going to be conversation about a possible replacement, a possible upgrade coming in, and there is those speculations.
And remember, he also came in and took the spot of Magisk, who's one of the most storied players in those positions as well. So, yeah, it's not an easy job, Mezzi, coming in to fill those shoes in this squad. Mal's taking their time, being patient in this round with the clock still in some things.
ဘာလို့ဟောနေရလဲဒီတရောင်းကိုကြီးတရောင်းပဲပြစ်တယ်ဒီတရောင်းကြီးတယ်မြင်ရတယ် over လောက်လာတယ် over လောက်တယ်ဒီဒီမရောက်နေလေပြောပါဒီလို over ပြစ်တယ်
very different paths.
ဆုံးဖြတ်နဲ့မိုင်းပိတ်ပြီးဟောပေးလိုက်မယ်မိုင်းပိတ်ပြီးတော့
As an in-game leader, obviously Apex did not. He was an entry fighter for so many years and was there from the beginning.
Around that Paris major was very quickly considered to be the most promising in-game leader prospect out there in all of Counter-Strike.
I mean, if you're able to lead the Gamer Legion squad to a major final, I mean,
you can't mess with that.
You can't mess with that at all. And we've obviously gone on to see the likes of Uma rise up. Mal's attacking into the bomb site. No,
မမောက်တွေးလိုက်လားဘရာဇီးမမောက်တွေးလိုက်လားအဲဒီမမောက်တွေးလိုက်တယ်မလားတွေးလိုက်တဲ့လူတွေနားတယ်ဗျာပွဲစား Esport တဲ့ကျွန်တော်ဘရာဇီးမမနီအောင်လေးနဲ့
He takes that time out. They win against the force buy with all 5 players surviving. Follow-up round as well against the unarmored Glocks. All 5 players survive. Money has just ballooned for Vitality. But this is the first real gun round we get. Finally, we've got everyone with their rifles and utility on both teams. Berlin's going to be heading to the A bomb site. Exertion and Yimfat towards the B site and underpass Torji and Shuhei to work middle on the default.
ဇာဝူကတော့လုံးဝလိုက်မမီဇာဝူပြထုတ်လိုက်တယ်တော့ Rose မှာတော့ကျွန်တော်ဒါ C4 ကိုတော့ time မှာချထားလိုက်ပါ
Looking to continue that into this first gun round. Shuhei with mid-control applying pressure in towards connector as Apex has eyes on ramp.
Look how aggressive Shui's being though. This is very quick.
တော့နေတော့ဇာဝူနေတမျိုးလုံးအလုံးစုံနေပြီဒီဆူဝီရဒီတစ်ခါနဲ့ဆိုတစ်ခါမကတော့ကျွန်တော်ကြားလိမြင်လိုက်တယ်ဆိုတော့နောက်မှာတစ်ကောင် press it ဆိုတော့ blue land တကောင်တော့ဆွဲစားလိုက်နိုင်တယ် PP4 ကနေက3 5က3 4 oh my god Messi ချင်းဖတ်မှထည့်ရတယ်လေ corner လေးက default လေးဆိုပေမဲ့ကျွန်တော် timing လေးရတကယ်ကွာနေရတယ်ဗျ
moving through the window.
အဲ့လို angle ချင်းချင်းလေးတွေကို vitality ကပြုတ်ခွဲရနေတာ
And towards
ပ
his
မာ
now
လို့
left in an
နေရာတွေပဲ
impossible
ခုန
1v4.
အေ
He'll
ရန်
carry
ပစ်
his
ထဲမှာ
AK
ဆို
over.
လဲကောင်းကောင်းကြီးကျွန်တော်ပြေးပြနေတာ
Good reactions as well. It's that standard
Foxie.
default on Mirage
Jeans
for Mouse
were, yeah,
that they
so
played
man,
against so
for
many
one,
times.
it's really
We're
wide,
alone
yeah,
outside
for
of
one,
A,
yeah.
two players
If you
available.
go like
Once they
that, and the
realize
press
Shui's
can be
making
the
that
arm is
aggressive
the
play, they
blue.
know
We
it's
show
the
a lot
standard
of the
default.
blue.
When you spot
Is
the
that
feet
women
at
so
the
now
A-ramp,
pop let the
both
long there
players
my
get
young we are
aggressive.
down hard the area.
And they
Therefore
will
my
mouse
flame
down.
DC here. Okay, flame the
Torji
other
just
me
trying
are
to do
so
some
popular now
damage.
double
It
see.
could be so
You don't want to
useful.
be like
One more
lazy.
kill could
Only
actually be
for in
massive for
there
Torji
attention
if he's able to
shot.
find it.
Did he was I who sound
Vitality
there?
being
Did he
disciplined, they'll
no
make
one
him commit into a
little
bomb site.
There's so much money in reserve here for Vitality that you really don't
Anyway,
want to lose this
they were
AK. It's going to
talking
hurt you more than it hurts
Easy.
them at this point.
lazy. ဒါဟူတော့ယောက်ကြားထဲမှာကောင်းလေးကတော့လုံးဝပြောင်းနေဂျန်ကမရှိနေသေးပဲ
Pressure to Torsi.
ဟမ်
Won't
ဆိုင်
escape
ဘူး
as Zaiwu will continue
Zaiwu.
to frag out his 12th
Zaiwu.
kill of this map so far. And we're
အဲ့
only getting into
ဟို
round 8.
အဘရာဒီမမယူရီရဲ့ UF တဲ့
Zaiwu's been
Yeah,
an
but the-
absolute
but
stud
no,
for
wow.
Vitality, as
အားငယ်
we
ဒီ
all
ဝက်လို့ဝဲ
know
ဒီ
over
ပြီး
the
တော့ပြီး
years.
ရပဲကြည့်ရအောင်
But
လေ
even in this event, he had that
Yeah, Foxie
monster
video
game against the
video, more
Mongols to
than Negro, yeah,
qualify for the
TV
playoffs,
stuff.
69 and
How come you're not?
29. He seems to be hitting a new level that's impressive, even for our expectations of him.
It's true. It really is true. And I mean, he's got a lot of criticisms about sometimes going missing in the big playoff games. Hopefully, we've turned a new page for Zaiwu in that regard as well.
I love his chances in this run to the finals at Rio.
The reigning champions, Vitality. Good to see them in position to possibly win back-to-back. The run to the Intel Grand Slam, the Rio win has expired. They're down to just one win. That obviously comes from Cologne.
Exertion praying for a challenge and trying to bring a lot of attention to his direction. He did find
တဲ
his
စားကောင်း
kill.
လာမကိုရင်တော့ပြဿနာတက်မှာ
But meanwhile,
ရ
the
ကောင်ပြင်
movements on
ပေါ်
the
နဲ့
other
တေး
side of
တော့
the map don't
ဒီ
net
ဘုဒ္ဓမာတော့
anything.
EU ပြန်တော့
Exertion can
rotation
only
လုပ်
do
လာ
the
ပြီ
one,
ဒီ
so
မှာတော့မဟုတ်
quickly
ဒါပေမဲ့
Shuai
ထက်က
Torji
ဒီတည်း vitality 3ကောင်တော့မင်းသားမှာရောင်းလဲပေါင်းလဲလုပ်နေဂျန်ဂယ်နဲ့ကွန်တာနားပါဘူးလူဟေးအနေနဲ့ကတော့ကျွန်တော်ဒါအဲ့ဒီ offense လေးကိုဆွဲလိုက်နိုင်တော့နှစ်ပဲ
No, not quite yet. But I mean, that back and forth at the start of the half really kind of throws, I don't know, the pacing of the half. Your
They
feel
always
of it
become
might
a little
fall
day
apart
one.
a little bit. So Mouse is still working into that.
ဂျန်ဂယ်
They
နဲ့
have
မ
another
ကောင်း
gun
ထက်ရှိ
round
နေ
coming up
ကျွန်တော်
next.
လည်းတယောက်ထက်ရှိနေဟာ over play ပေါ်လေးနဲ့ shoot tab လေးနဲ့ speed ကိုဆုံးတယ်လေကိုယ်ကမကောင်းထက်ရှိနေပြီလေဟာတော်ကြီးရဲ့ plan နဲ့နေရာကြီးရတယ်ကွာဆောက်တဲ့မြောက်ဝဲရအဲဝူနဲ့ Apex ပဲ January Apex တော့လည်းဒီမှာ off တော့ကိုင်းလာလိုက်ပြီအဲဝူကတော့ကျွန်တော်ဒီမှာ rifle နဲ့ Apex Service ကိုဒိုးလိုက်ပြီပြန်မယ်ဆိုတော့ဒီတလုံးမှာဖယ်ပြီးထုထားနေတယ်ပဲ off တဲ့တလုံးလေးတလုံးနဲ့ပဲကျွန်တော်အတန်ကိုဖျောက်ထားလိုက်တယ်တကယ်တည်းဘူးလားမတူလားမသိဘူးစူးဝင်နေတယ်ကြည့်ဖို့လိုအပ်နေပြီ off တဲ့တလုံးကထက်လာနေသေးတယ် Apex ကိုရအောင်ပါ Apex ကိုရအောင်ပါဇိုင်းဘူး okay စူးခွဲလိုက်ပြီးတော့ပဲဆောက်skip ပါနေပြီးတော့ easy ပါပဲ
Zaiwu recovers. Oh no, he mismoved to get the AWP at the end of the round.
Although
They'll have
they
to
get time
reinvest in
ago,
that,
Mouse
but
got sucked
Zaiwu's
for
got
Harvey,
15K, so not a big deal. First time out used by Mouse. They want to have a
Well,
conversation, as you
well,
mentioned,
well,
haven't really been
well,
able to
well,
get
well,
momentum going. These gun rounds have not gone their way. The trades back and forth to start the half were nice. Gun rounds looked a little bit ugly.
Wow, no,
They
perfect
did
view.
come into this event
Yeah,
mentioning
draw
how much
me.
they changed
DJ
their
draw
plan,
me.
how much they changed
Who
their
delay?
style, changed
Who
their
delay boosie
playbook.
boogie?
So
Lay.
this is a
Who
conversation
delay?
likely to make sure
Oh,
everyone's on the
lay,
same page,
Jawar.
new ideas brought in.
Ay,
Speaking
that's
of
a
a
song
flank game
going.
coming into a map
Especially
like this
glove.
on your map pick, how much does that back and forth,
Oh,
that scrappy
yeah,
force by war
so
affect your
you
game
probably
plan
like that,
coming into
buddy.
the T-side?
I mean, you're still going to get right into it.
Yeah.
It just delays when you can actually start, you know, getting into the gun
Ah,
rounds
yeah,
that
boy,
you
yeah,
want to
Jaro.
run. And like
He
you
should
said,
drop
right,
it down
and
to
then
our
you
G
obviously
then,
have run out of quite a
Plus,
bit of time
where
to
is
make
Jaro
this
there?
recovery happen.
Rotation
So
tạo gian con đồ
looking
tốt
up
chi rồi
at
nè.
Vitality from the bottom of a hole they've dug themselves into on this T side.
Keep it to our playbook, boys. Our playbook is really good. Also, we worked on stuff for the last 2 weeks. No one has any idea what we're going to work on, right?
You're right.
Really great stuff.
Another teaser about what they've been working on over the last 2 weeks. No one has any idea what to expect from Mouse.
Yeah, which is obviously the advantage of something like this, but the negative side of things is you also don't know if you're going to be able to make things work. If you haven't tested it in a live situation on a stage, if something goes wrong, are you going to be prepared and have the knowledge to work a solution?
Well, Spink's not off to the best of starts in this round.
Oh,
The grenade
darling,
will
the lazy.
find him, and he can't
But
get out
they
of there.
want
Finally, he will on 8 HP.
I wonder what he chooses to do. He
ဒါ
could
ကို
go
ထောက်
to
ထား
the
တယ်တ
B
ကယ်
bomb
လို့
site
Spain
and
က
just
လို
swap
း
out
ပြီး
with
လာ
Zaiwu,
ခဲ့
whether
စားမယ်
it's
ဆိုတော့ပေါ့
position,
bro နဲ့
whether
တော့
it's
တဲ
weapons,
ချောင်းလာ
whether
ပဲ
it's
တဲ့
all can be mobile and
ဘု
it's
နဲ့
not
လုံးဝ
have
တင်း
nothing
ချော
to
င်းတာ
be
cross
bomb
fire
site.
ဆိုအဲ့ဒါ
But still pretty
ဒီလား
content
အဲ့ဒါ best
Vitality
can make a
looks
pressure ပေးလိုက်
to
လို့
have
ပေါ်တာ
Zaiwu be the main point of
အကျန်ကမ
defense
ရောင်ပြီးတော့အ
at
ကောက်
the
တက်
B
ပြီး
bomb
ထွက်လာ
site.
မယ်
It's Mezzi
Tell
who
is
will
a
shift over
gone.
to A as Spinks plays
I don't know,
very
right? For
passively
maybe
outside the
Nico
murder
scope သွားတဲ့ off တွေပါတယ်ဆို
And
ပြဿနာ
Mouse
ရှိ
once
နေ
again attempting to split the 8 bomb
ဘာလဲ
site.
ပေါက်သွားတာကွာပြ
One through Palace, one through the ramp.
Okay Flames တပုတ်ခေးကိုတော့ F4 ကို Esport ယူထားသေးတယ်ဘလူးနဲ့ Apex က Flames ကိုမသိသေးဘူးဂျင်းဖတ်ဆုံးတက်မှာတေးသွားတော့ဘောက်ပေါ်ထပ်ပြီးတော့ဟောမဲစီဟာမပေးမလို့လားအဲ့နဲ့ကြိုက်တာလေလို့ကြိုက်တယ်လို့ကျန်စနေမှာအပေးရတယ်မလားဗျာလက်ပေါက်နိုင်စောကိစ္စလိုက်တာဘာမှမဆိုင်ဘူးစောလီဒီစုံမှာပေါ့တော့ဘယ်ချင်းဆုပ်ဒီကလည်းဟိုတင်ဘယ်ချင်းသူ့စောဘယ်ချင်းဆုပ်ကိုဒီဘယ်ချင်းတော့ပဲသူ့စောဘယ်ချင်းဆုပ်အညာချီရလေချီရလောက်တာလေလက်ပေါက်သွားတယ်ဟာရောက်လက်ကြီးကိုကြိုက်ပြီးဆွဲဒီကိုကြိုက်ပြီးရိုက်တာလေအိပတ်ကတော့ရုပ်ပေါက်တယ်ဒီဘောကလည်းဒက်ဇတာကနေလွတ်လာတယ်သူ့ဝတ်ကိုပါလာပါကွာဒီလားရင်ဘောကတရားရောက်လက်ကိုတေးရိုက်ခဲ့တယ်တကယ်ဝတ်ကိုပါဒီကြီးကိုကြိုက်ပြီးဆွဲပြီးဖြဲရိုက်ကန်အိပတ်ဆယ်လို့ပြောတော့ရုံအားလာလို့ဘယ်ကောင်လာပြီးပေးမပြည့်နေလက်ပဲရိုက်စားလိုက်တော့
They have to call that B
play
off.
They
They haven't been able to break through that B bomb site yet.
ဟိုင်းမကိုလာနေပြီ Spring ဆော်တော့လုံးဝတေချာထောက်ထားတယ် Flame ကြီးကလည်းဟိုင်းမကိုပေါ်ဆွဲ position back up နေတာရှိတယ်အခုက S လို့ဆို Baby Spring ဆော်တော့ဟိုင်းမမှာကောင်းကောင်းစီ drop ဝင်ယူလိုက်နေပြီတော့တော့စီပဲကျန်တော့တယ်ဟိုစီနေတော့one versus four ရနေထားမှာ and the pass မှာတော့ရတယ်ပေါ်ဒီနေဆိုင်ဦး
Money's still not great. That was a round in which they forced up the AKs with very light utility, and you can see Plan B is not an option.
Second timeout for Mouse.
I'm awful.
Running out of opportunities in this half now.
Here's a problem they're having at the moment. The last time these two teams played Mirage was back at ESO Pro League season 19 final, so the first Pro League season of this year. And it was a win for Mouse on that map. But one thing they did really good against Vitality in that is setting up in their default. They had 2 to 3 players taking middle to have take some attention away. Whenever they got a kill or got a 1-for-1 trade, they rotated players around and very convincingly.
I don't know, bro. Legit no matter what. This is true. The rest will high mode boomers.
Now when they're going mid, I was picking. He's 4-0 in opening duels, and when he's positioned in middle, he's been able to take us out now and again. So Mouse playing from behind very quickly when they run that default.
သူကကောင်တာထားပြလိုက်လို့ရှင်ရင်းကောင်မမြင်မကန်းနဲ့ဘာမှလည်းကူလို့မရပဲနဲ့ကွာသေးလိမ့်မယ်ဟိုကပိုဖေပြောင်းတဲ့ကွက်တော့ responsibly စမုတ်ကြီးဖေးနေတယ်စမုတ်ကြီးဖေးနေစတောင်းစီရတယ်တင်းလာလားအဲ့စမုတ်ကိုစတောင်းစီရတယ်တင်းလာလားစမုတ်ကြီးအားပါပြပြီး play ဖေးပါဖြတ်ဖေးပါဟိုနဲ့သူတီးနေတယ်တိုက်ပါလေငါစမုတ်တာတီးကြအောင်တော့တိုက်လို့ဖေးတယ်နေကြည့်တယ်နော်ရုံမကြည့်ဘူးဗျအဲ့မျိုးကို net smoke တွဲသွားနေတာပေါ့ဒါကောမှထွက်မကြည့်ဘူးဒါကဒီကတောင်းညံနေပြီထော်စီကိုရတယ်စာချင်း play မ play ကြီးဆွဲပေးလိုက်တယ်တော့ကျွန်တော်ဇာတ်ဦးကိုချင်းပေါ်လာတော့တိုက်တော့ net ကို rotate သွားတယ်မဲစီကလည်း bishop မှာရှိနေတယ်ဗျတော့ရဲတဲ့ position တော့ကျွေးချယ်ထားတယ်ဗျဒါက
This looks good for Vitality. They could crush this attack from Mouse before it really gets going. Spinks' head spotted at the window. Short peek from Messi.
ဘယ်နာကောင်ပေးလိုက်တယ်စူရီစာရှင်တစ်ကောင်ထည့်ရတယ်။ဒါဝူ off နေတော့ကောင်းတဲ့စာရှင်ပွဲစားနိုင်လိုက်ပြီ။စူရီပေါ်တယ်2 versus 2 versus 2ပါဖြစ်သွားပြီ။ဒါဝူနဲ့ Apex ကတော့Apex ကတော့ပဲရှိတယ်ဗျ။ဒါတော့ပြာများပြီးမြောက်ကြီးအောင်တေးဆုံးသွားပြီ။ဒါဝူတစ်ကောင်ဝင်းကျန်တော့ off နဲ့
If this was sped up a little bit faster, he might be able to catch Shuhei, who's not in the bomb site yet. Just now leaving connector, he's going to have a chance. No, they wrap around into the site. They've gotten away. Zairu's going to have to play the post plan. He goes for this all day with this money, though.
Yeah, with this half that he's having, why wouldn't you give it a go? Tough clutch here for Zaiwu. With the post plant positions that Mouse find themselves in, they're about to get the info of where Zaiwu's coming from as well with that grenade being used. This round looks very good for Mouse to close on a third. Zaiwu dives down into the sandwich. It would take something unbelievable, and that will not happen. Brawling and a must-win round collected for Mouse.
A good find, an unlikely round. They didn't come in with a whole lot of really tried to aggressively punish some of the control that Mouse has been able to get. Most of the time, bomb sites, destroying them as they try and come up range. This time, Vitality wanted to bring the fight to Mouse, and it backfires entirely.
A4 ဖြစ်ပေါ်တော့ရေးကြည့်တယ် တော့ဒီမှာကျွန်တော်တို့ mouse နေတော့ rifle လေးနဲ့ပုံမှာ off မယ်ဒီမှာပေါ်တာတော့ဆုံးကောင်းနေဒီအားဆိုင်ရမှာဒါဘူးဒီချိန်မှာကျွန်တော်တတ်ထား16ပေါင်တက်အောက်မှာ plane ကြီးဆက်နေတော့ဒီနေ့ကတော့ one digit စောက်ဖို့လိုက်တာမလို့ဒီခွဲတာပေါ်စီးကနေမဲဒီထပ်ခွဲတယ်တဲ့ရဒီလန်သားလေးအနေ standing နောက် tournament ညဆော့ရမှာဆိုတော့ဒီဘက်က lesson တော့ lesson နည်းနည်းထကြည့်ဒီလောက် PC လေးတီးပြရတယ်ဟာချက်ကနေမြင်တာမှာတော့တိတိအန်ကိုချင်းချင်းလို့ double scope တော့မဟုတ် first scope နဲ့တန်းပြတာနော် 3v5 mouse ကတော့အရှိမရောက်ခင်မှာပဲ vitality ရဲ့ CD defense ကိုခံစားနေရပြ vitality ရဲ့ဒီဘက်မှာတီးရွဲတာဗျဒီပလေးရွဲတာ CD မှာတော့တောင်းခံနိုင်တော့လို့ဆိုးချေကောင်းတယ်ဟုတ်တယ်ဘယ်လိုရှိရင်ဒီမရှိဘူးသွားပြီစီပါကစီဒီရောက်နေပြီဆိုတော့ကျွန်တော်ထွက်ဆွဲမှာပဲပါကောင်းကောင်းဆွဲတော့မယ်နဲ့တူအတန်ပေးလိုက်ပြီဆိုတော့ဆဲကောင်မျောသွားပြီအမကခွတ်တီလုံနိုင်တယ်ပြောမယ်ဒီဘက်ကလည်း B shot ကြည့်နေတာမီးလောင်နေ NFL Ace မှာ bro နဲ့ဒီကောင်ထက်ရ 3v3 ပါဖြစ်တော့ 3v5 က 3v3 B shot ကပြတ်သွားလို့တော်သေးရဲ့ပဲဂျင်းဖက်တော့တေသွားပြီ screen စင်နေတော့သူတော်တော်လေး sexy ပဲဖြစ်နေပြီopera တော့ချောချက်ကိုထောက်ထားရဆိုပဲဇိုင်းဝူပလဲနဲ့ကောင်တမိုင်းနေပဲမဲကြီးပဲစုံတက်လိုက်ရောတပီးပါ vitality တကယ်နော်ဆိုတော့တော်တော်လေးဖြတ်ထားနိုင်တယ်လို့ပြောရမယ်ဗျတော်လေးကိုမနေနာကျွန်တော်ဘာလုပ်အောင်လဲcomment ဖတ်မယ်လူလေးအချိန်နဲ့ဂျန်နီရှိရဟာဘာတော့ဟာ USD ကမ်ပတ်တယ်မကြီးဇီဝကပြစ်တယ်နော်ဇီဝမကြီးဟာဘာမှမမဲ့ Facebook မှာရတယ်ဗျအဲ့ဒါကျွန်တော်နှစ်ခုပဲကြည့်ရတော့ဆိုတော့ကျွန်တော်တို့ map paper ကိုတစ်ချက် show လိုက်မယ်ကျွန်တော်တို့ပထမ map က mirage ဖြစ်တယ်ပြီး55နဲ့85ဆိုတော့ mouse ကတော်တော်လေး risky ပဲပြောရမယ်ဗျတခြား map တွေ ban ခံထိတာလည်းပါဆိုတော့ကျွန်တော် mouse ကတော့ရှုံးပါပြီဆိုတော့ game 2က 100% new ကြီးဗျ what the hell mouse ကတော့ကျွန်တော်ပြီးတော့မှာပဲ CD မှာ defense ဆိုင်တော့ပြဿနာတက်ပြီဗျ2စီးနဲ့ထပ်ပြတ်သွားမယ်နဲ့ဆိုတော့ကျွန်တော် new be inferno ပြရရှိနော် strategy ပြောင်းလာတဲ့ mouse ကတော့လေပဲလားဘာလားတော့မသိဘူးဟုတ်ကဲ့မသိဘူးပြောဆိုတော့ okay လေဘုံဝင်ရင်တော့2စီးပါပဲဒါပဲလေအဲ့ဒါပြောချင်တာနော်ဇီဝအနေနဲ့ခေါ်နော်မူစားအနေနဲ့ခေါ်ကြတိုးလေးလာပြီးမမောက်တွေးလိုက်လားဘယ်သူမှမတွေ့ဘူးထင်တယ်ဟောကတိုးလေးခိုးပြလိုက်အောင်ပဲမှာပဲနော်ဟုတ်ကျဲမောက်ကြည့်တယ်ဝိုင်း
Gente, depois de 2 mapas, a VP volta pra casa,
Não,
enquanto a nave avança para semifinais e vai jogar contra a equipe da Heroic. Mas agora é hora de definir quem vai jogar contra a equipe da Foxie. Vamos definir mais uma quarta de final. Quem avança para semifinais. E eu quero que vocês façam muito barulho pra gente receber aqui nesse palco as equipes da Vitality e Mouse.
Matei mamãe. Nên nó cũng gì tiền rồi tham như đi chứ nó nè. Cái nó bè rồi. Qua thế gì này giá này, và đây cái dây của tôi mà này đèn này ông bảo. Qua thế gì này giá này nè. Ủa gì là mouse ကသူတို့ကိုယ်တိုင်ပစ်ထားတယ်ဗျာဒါပေမဲ့ကြည့်မကြည့်ရမယ်နော်ဒါပေမဲ့ mouse CD ကောင်းတယ်နော် Navi Tremor ရထားတဲ့ CD ဟုတ်ဘာလောင်းလောင်းကိုဆိုပေမဲ့လေ mouse CD ကသူ့သူတော့ဟုတ်တယ်ရှိတယ်နော်ဒီ map မှာရှုံးရင်တော့ new ကတော့ 100% မှာတော့ mouse ကတော့ရှိနိုင်တော့ stage ပုံမှာဆော့ရတာလေတလား Apex alluded to the struggles of their T side in the pregame interview, but if you want to alleviate some of your concerns, a dominant CT side will do that. 9-3, a 6-round lead for Vitality as they switch sides. Mouse is going to be defending now. Yeah, Brazil this is where you look to someone like the CT side impact with the off has been beautiful all throughout Rio, but just in general, that whole team needs to wake up.
They really do. And if Vitality get a good start in the second half, they might not have to play many T-gun rounds whatsoever. Apex will bring a smoke Molotov into the pistol round.
Pistol မှာဆိုရင်တော့ဟိုစီးချင်းလေးကတော်တော်လေးတော့မစိုးတော်တော်မိုက်ရပြောမယ်ပြင်မှာထားတာလေခေါင်းမှာထားတာလေကဲဆိုတော့ကျွန်တော် Bounce versus Vitality ရဲ့ Game 1 second half မှာစပြီကျွန်တော်နိုင်တယ်လေ9 round တော့ပြီ6 round အသာနဲ့ Mouse ကိုတော့အနောက်မှာဖြတ်ထားလိုက်တယ်တော့စင်မှာတော့သူတို့က Hamid control ကိုကောင်းကောင်းယူနေတယ် Next ကိုတော့မစမုတ်ပဲနဲ့ B ကိုတတိုင်းကိုဖြတ်စမုတ်ပြီးတော့ B shot ပြေးဖို့ကြိုးစားနေတာ Brolan နဲ့ကောင်းလုံးနိုင်ဖို့ကြိုးစားမယ်သူသေဆုံးသွားတယ်မှာကလော်သမားတွေကဝင်လုံးနေလုံး Brolan စီသွားတာမလုံး Brolan တော့ကိုဖုန်းအားမသိတာသိမြောက်ကြီး knew it over and go Brolan Zaiwu ကိုမဲစီတော့10 trade လိုက်တော်သေး trade ရပါ3 versus 3
He's going to have to wrap all the way around 3-on-3 Shuei and Yimpan
ကိုညီပဲကြောဖောက်မယ်အဲ့ဒါတွေကညီလေးရဲ့လုံလေးဖြစ်ပါတယ်
So Spinks needs to be very cautious about his timing on this flank and listen to Mezzi and Apex and their communication for when this retake is beginning.
Shuei making sure the close angle is checked.
လောနဲ့ကလို့ဆန်ကတော့လေးကျန်3v3 မှာ CD မှာတကောင်ရှိမှတော့မြင်လိုက်ပြီအဖို့ပေးဝင်တက်လိုက်လို့မရဘူးလမ်းမရှောက်လာမှာတော့ရအောင်ခုံကြည့်လိုက်တာစူဝီတေဆုံးသွားပြီ
He's doing pretty much everything asked of him and another shot from Messi right on.
ဘယ်ဒီပြစတူရသွားရှုပ်လို့မြတကယ်ရှိရဗိုက်တယ်လေဒီဘရူဂယ်လိုပဲစီးနေကန်တဲ့ကစားတော့မယ်နဲ့တူပါတယ်ပစ်ဆိုတော့မှနိုင်သွားပြီပဲပိုဆိုးတာစီဖို့ကပလန်ထားလိုက်တယ်ပိုက force ပိုင်းရင်ဘိုင်းပိုရှုံးဖို့များသွားပြီ
to get Vitality started and you mentioned it as well. And with the struggles of the T side, if you win the pistol, you don't have to play a whole lot of T side rounds. So he's got them out to that hot start. If they can sustain and convert the second round, all of a sudden Vitality's living the dream.
Fresh ပြတယ်ဒါပေမဲ့ Visual အဝင်မှာလည်းပိုကောင်းသွားတယ်တကောင်တက်လိုက်တာပိုကောင်းသွား
Vitality can celebrate that one. 10 rounds collected. Mouse
တယ်
once
Visual
again.
ပြီးကိုလုံးလို့ရယူ
Familiar
Fresh
sting
ချ
of
င်
having
တာ
to take
ဘူ
a
လန်မှာ
losing
မရှိ
round
တော့
after
အဆောင်တယ်
losing the
အဲ့
pistol
ဖြတ်
round.
ဝင်လာ
And there's
ဟော
no
လေ
problem
ရေး
with
ကြ
the
ည့်ချင်ပါ
people
ဗိုက်တယ်
side
လေ
chasing.
လို့ဝိုင်းလို့
Nope,
ပွက်
it's a
လေး
safe call from Miles right out of the gate. You'd imagine Jimmy's actually rotating over, but Exertion needs to be telling everyone there's no point. They're in the bomb site, they have control, already challenging towards Catwalk. Take this scout, MP9s, the pistols, bring it into the next round, try it all over again.
and 3ကိုဆိုးတာပေါ့ပို့ပိုင်းရောဒီပါ baby plan လိုက်ပြီးတော့
You'd likely, if you're Mouse, be forcing in the next round regardless, considering the scoreline. So you might as well get yourself in a position where you're going to try this one over, and then if you win the final round, you have your weapons, so you can actually try and start a comeback. But it's a long road, and I guess the feeling that you should leave this match with is that this Mouse lineup has not really showed up yet, whether it's new playbook, whatever it might be. There's not a lot of production from individuals. Nobody's bailing them out. Nobody's getting them started with an exciting, energy-infusing play. And this has just been
moved away from the conversation about Mao as being a team that can stall out when it comes to these playoff games. We've seen it throughout the early portions of the year. Opportunities were destroyed by FaZe in their game. They lost in the final of IM Chengdu, but even in the pregame interview, Apex was saying, you know, that's not something he's thinking about anymore because this team have made improvements over the year. It was maybe true at the start, but not now. And I don't think we're seeing the Mals that have made those improvements at this moment. We start to go back to that conversation about stalling out the playoff games.
utility တော့ပို့ဆုံးလာတယ်
walking up Catwalk. He's
That
peering
way,
over the
that
smoke
walk
and
could only
towards the
Apex
A bomb
do
site
it.
sees nothing.
Is that
Vitality ready to pounce on this A site. They'd love Apex to give them some kind of a distraction. Some kind of a kill, some kind of presence to potentially force a rotation. But he'll give up his standing and rotate back to the A bomb site, wrapping around through T-spawn. It's going to be Zaiwu with the MAC-10 who just lurks middle. And this is going to be a set piece.
Which means Brolin's up first to try and stop the attack coming out of the ramp. He doesn't really have the weapon here for the
10
job,
minute
but
10 minute ဖြစ်
MP9
နေ
is
ပြီ
going to be
မလာသေးဘူး
surprising.
Depends on the flashbangs that are thrown by Vitality. If they
ဒါ
throw
ပက်စ
one
မှာ
to
တော့
make
ရှိ
sure
ရဲ
that's
အမ
clear,
ကလို့
comes
မှာ
in
လာ
late,
လိုက်
turn
တော့
from
MP9
Brolin,
နဲ့
turn back and
Oh,
there's the second
Brolin,
one, and now
he's
it's
still
gonna be
alive.
nice. It's a
Oh,
lot
Brolin
better
တေး
than
သွား
one.
ရဲ့
Well, that's
Apex
it.
ဆက်ချက်တယ်ဒါပေမဲ့
Actually done it.
သူ့
Now
ရဲ့
Zywoo
SMG
stuck
နဲ့
in
မှာ
middle.
ထိတ်ရောက်သွား
He's
ဖြစ်
got a
တယ်
max
ဇာဝူ
10
တော်
in
ဝ
this
စ်ချက်
situation, but
ပို
the
ဆိုး
bomb's
တာ
down
သတင်း
already.
လုံးရဲ့ဂမ်းပေါ်ကအရှိဆုံး
And they
carry
shut
play
down
ဟာ
that Vitality attack as they
တော
try
င်း
to
50နဲ့
overrun.
SMG
The MP9s when they
ဘာလုံး
combine,
နိုင်မလဲ
they can be a
အို
little
း
bit
ကောင်းပြေး
mighty.
ခံရတယ်
And necessity
ကျွေ
for
လွေး
Mouse to win that round.
A necessity, but they're not out of danger just yet.
အိုး
It will be a buy for Vitality. It will be AK-47s in utility. But what you've done, Mouse, and again, not a lot of time left, but you've at least
Bruh,
told
you
Vitality,
so-
no,
hold
we
up.
want to see that crappy
You
T-side
are
in action.
gonna
We want to see
deal,
the place
deal,
where
deal,
you've struggled,
yeah.
you're going to have to win with
Yeah,
that struggling
sorry.
T-side. You don't
Yeah.
just get the freebie of playing against low buys this whole time. Now we've got the op on
Yeah.
Turgi. Now we've got Molotovs in
Hold on.
utility and AK-47s. Mouse is
Yeah,
ready to
11
party.
4
Let's see
နေ
how
ထားတီ
close
တော့
they
တော့
can
right
get
right
this.
ဘာလို့
You
rest
said
right
that Torres' AWP can prove to be a pivotal piece. Great
ရိုး
work
လေး
from
ပလင်
Messi
ဟာ
again.
ဒါဘူး
Zywoo
ပါ
in
ရှင်
middle,
အဲ့လိုမျိုး
shutting
ဘာ
his
လို့
first
ရိုက်
shot.
တော့နိုင်နေဆိုတဲ့အနေထားဖြစ်နေဗျဂမ်းပါဝါတွေက mouse ကဘလို့မှရှင်းပြလို့မရဘူးအဲ့မဲ့ကျွန်တော် quarter fight နဲ့တက်လာနေတဲ့ဘလို့မှရှင်း fight လို့မရဖြစ်နေ
It's so
ခေလောတယ်မှာ 5
considering
versus 3
the
ဖြစ်သွားတယ်
age
မဲစီ
of
နဲ့
the
ဇိုင်ဦးကတော့ကျွန်တော်တယောက်နဲ့တယောက်သူတို့ပြစ်လိုက်တဲ့ကောင်လေးတွေသူ့ကိုပြတ်ပြီးတဲ့ damage တော့တော်တော် sexy ဖြစ်သွားတယ်ဇိုင်ဦးကို smoke ပေါ်နဲ့တေသွားပြီဗျ တော့ကြီးရတယ်ဒီဘက်မှာ Apex ရသွားတယ်ဟာဟဲ့ရောက် 3v3 ဖြစ်သွားပိုဆိုးတာလို့ကြီးပါမသိဘူး okay 3 versus 2ဖြစ်တာမဲစီဆိုတော့ speed ကတော့ balance တော့ထော်စီရောရလိုက်သေးတယ်ဂျင်းဖက်ပဲကျန်တော့တယ်ကျွန်တော်ဒီမှာကြောက်ဖို့ကောင်းဆုံး view သွားဖို့တော့ခက်ခဲနေကြတဲ့ကောင်လေး
But he's got to get more than that.
Oh, what the fuck? He's really out of video. 1 versus 3 ကိုကိုပြီးအာအလေးရပြပြနေပြီလားဟာလို့ကြီးကြီးမဲတော့ဒီအော်ဝတ်တယ်ရနေ
Yeah, huge
အောင်ပြ
clutch
တော့
from
တယ်
Spinks. Nice win, and almost dropping the ball in the 3v1. But look at this. I mean, Vitality, that's just, they call around and they put both their hot hands in position to
time
provide the
bro,
free
Mouse
win, and
Passat
they deliver.
caught
Messi with
Javi.
the pick
Yeah,
onto the
time
A-bomb
on
side of Brolin out in the open.
Totally.
Zywoo finds a player swinging off
ပေါ်တယ်ပြတာ
catwalk.
ဗီဒီယိုတီးသေးကြမောင်းစနေကမကိုင်းဘောဘူးပြတာလေဗျအခုမှလာလို့ပါတယ်ဟာကိုစောချတယ်ပြောပြအောင်
Coming into this, some of the
အေး
struggles
ဥပစာ
that
သူတို့ပါ
Vitality
မော
have
က်စဖေး
had
ဖို့နိုင်လား
on the offensive half.
ဘယ်သိန်းတော့
They
အ
have
ပြည့်
the
သူတွေ
second
ဘူးနေရတဲ့
highest
ချစ်ကို
rating
ကြီး
in terms of winning 5v4s, but they have the second
အဲ
lowest
အားနေတယ်
rating in terms of
အားနေ
winning
တယ်ဟုတ်နေ
4v5.
တယ်
So the entry kills on their T side have been everything.
Oh,
They
wow.
got their T
Keep
side
on
kind of
it, so-
wins or loses based
ကို
on
မ
that
ပြကိုကြော
first
ဒီ
opening
မလေးပြမလဲစုံတဲ့လေးကိုပတ်သက်ချပေးတယ်ဟာရောဒီဦးကိုဖြတ်ပြီးပတ်သက်ချခိုင်းတယ်
They got a couple of them in the last round, obviously making it still very close at the end there.
nice man
Really pulling off an unthinkable
ပြောနေငါးပဲလဲဆိုတော့နည်းနည်းလေးအ
He's
တန်နဲ့
partial
ထိ
to
န်းပြော
those. We've seen it so many times
ဟုတ်
before.
တယ်
Just
ကို
when
နော
you
က်ဆောင်
think
ဟိုမန်ပါလို့သာပွဲတယ်
the day
ဟို
is at
ဖြစ်
its
တယ်လား
darkest,
ညကြ
the
ည
fade
ကြ
comes out
တော့
of nowhere,
ဟုတ်
but
တယ်
not to be this
အလုံး
time.
ဖို့ရင်မရှိ
Vitality on the brink of taking
Hey,
Mouse's map pick in a
I know,
very
oh,
convincing 13-4 fashion.
လက်တိုးလိုက်မှာပါပါအောင်
Bush's apartments.
There's some utility on a couple of players from the mouse side considering how bad the economy
Yeah,
is. for them.
definitely
The problem is
second
it's only located, it's not
ဘာ
spread
သာမှာ
out, it's
SMG
only on
refer
insertion
3လက်
and
off တ
Torji.
လက်နဲ့ပါမယ်ဆီယုံမှာ F41 S4 လက်နဲ့ mouse ကလည်းပါနေသေးတယ် providability ကို match point ပေးထားတာဖြစ်တဲ့ပို့ပြီးတော့ကျွန်တော်တို့ mouse ရဲ့ကစားပုံကချုပ်တီးနေပြီဗျ
Vitality's not
ဒီ
pressuring
ချီ
anything
လို့
at the
တော့မဟုတ်
moment, so
တော်တော်
there's
လေးချုပ်
smoke
နေ
that
ဗျ
they will be
ထွက်
able
ပြီး
to
ဖက်
deploy
ပြီး
mouse
ရဲတဲ့ပြင်မှာ
at the base of
အဲ့လို
Dawn.
မျိုး
Is it
safe ဖြစ်
gonna
တဲ့
do what they
passive
could?
ပုံစံတွေပဲသူတို့
Vitality's
ရွေး
gonna be
ထားလိုက်
happy
တော့
to sit back and let
ခုန
them
တာ
waste
နှစ်
it.
ကောင် CD တစ်
And
ကောင်
this is looking
မှ
more
လာ
and
နေ
more
စီ
like a
တော့
split towards the A
Maybe
bomb
close
side. Two
ကောင်
players
အေး
coming
ပဲ
on walls.
တစ်ဖက်ကရွေးချယ်ထားတဲ့ပုံပဲ
So a little tricky for Brolin as the
ဒါလည်းဒီလက် A ကို
defender
နည်း
to
လေး
guard
ပို
against.
5ကိုလာနေဗျဒီ smoke ကိုထွန်းရင်တော့ clean ကြီးကတော့ယူနေကို
Bomb waits
I'll
for
not
his
go to
moment
charge,
to
you do.
pounce out of Palace. Spinks and Apex together with the rest
Yeah,
of
we
their
were
pack.
Spink.
Still coming through connector.
45
Leaves
second.
Zywoo short with that AWP. Can Mouse hold on?
ပို
Torsi
ဆိုးရကျန်
taking
ရ
the
ကောင်
initial
ရ
damage.
ရှောက်
Jungle is gonna
cross
cross
fire
fire with his teammate.
အေးဖြစ်ပြီလား
It's
စူဝီ
all
trap
right
ကို
now
ကေ
for
bro နဲ့
Mouse.
Apex ဆိုပါထည့်ရတယ်ဗျကောင်းလိုက်တယ်ကျွန်တော်
Spinks
passive
left in Palace.
တော့တဲ့ပုံ
Vitality
စံတွေ
don't
cross
break them
fire
this
တော်
time.
တော်လေးအလုပ်ဖြစ်တယ်ပြောမယ်
And
There's
it's a
ပုံစံ
flawless
စူဝီ
round in the
ဆုံး
end.
သက်ပေးလိုက်တယ်
4K from
mouse
Shuai.
ရတော့
Really
ပြန်
nice
ပြီးတော့
setup from
camera
Mouse.
round တွေရလာပြီဗျ
Pretty much negated any chance of that Vitality move from working.
ဒါလို့
One in jungle, one on stairs, and no way for Vitality to handle both of them. So 12-5, a 7-round gap. Still 7 more chances for
for Vitality to close out Mirage. Steal Mouse's map pick away from them.
သူကောင်းอ่ะအငင်းနေတာဟမ်ကိုယ်တိုင်ပဲပြစ်ပေးနေကောတယ်ခေါ်တယ်
Nuke up next, Vitality's map pick, Inferno the decider in this series.
Only one round of loss bonus for Vitality, so they choose to force up here, and Mouse is going to love that. Any chance for them to get an easier win against these
Vitality
pistols.
Nesmo Yole Fed or Nesmo Tito, utility Nibia Budule. Atauna. Utility Nibia La Low. Nesmo Fed up.
Smoke at the bottom connector.
Ah, yeah, not a low.
Cloud cover.
Not a low who got going to go so much. ပြောချင်တာကျွန်တော် disposable တွေမရဘူးပြီးတော့ကျွန်တော်တေချာမိုက်ပုံးကချိန်ပြီးပြတဲ့နေရာမရဘူးအဲကြောင့်ကျွန်တော်ဟိုဒါပြောမယ်ဆို CS မှာကျွန်တော်အဲ့လို auto ဟို key finder တွေကိုလေအဲ့လိုကြောက်သွားတာကောင်းတော့မကောင်းလို့ကျန်တို့တွေဘာညာမရဘူးတချို့နေရာတွေတကယ်ပဲ jam လာတို့ကလုံးဝ time ကွက်တိကြပါဟိုစမုတ်ပြတဲ့ကောင်ကကြားတဲ့ခါလေးကြားလိမ့်မယ်လေမကြားတဲ့ခါလေး time မကြဘူးဟောဒီပါလို့လုပ်လို့မရအဲ့ဖင်ပြောင်းပြီးမှ next ကစော်လိမ့်မယ်
45 seconds
Nabi,
left here for
Zui la Sabi.
Where are they going to go?
Iba je ba le to je zai wu ya le sa shin flame zi ya le bi so lo ma phit bu rifle ri ge tai thong.
His deagle bangs to the head of Shui, but he needs a lot more.
Okay, Messi. Ta kaung ya lai. Oh yo trouble gate. Yeah, 1v5 ji blame ပြသွားအောင်မယ် Okay စာရှင် left side ပကုံးလေးကိုပဲသုံးသက်လိုက်နေပဲအသက်ကိုဘူးမှရှူနိုင်နေပဲစာရှင်Messi ပါပြစ်နေမှာတော့ဘယ်လိုမှလေ
Great performance. He's actually overtaken Zaiwu now. He's the top fragger in Vitality's squad.
Yeah, Zaiwu got a little quiet in this second half. 18-2 at the half. Now 19-7. So 1-5 since they've started the T-side campaign, for those of you keeping count. And yeah, Mezzi's showing you how dangerous he can be, how quickly he can turn around into a very scary scenario. So Mao's let out a sigh of relief, but knowing it's going to be a bye this round, they got to have a good read of the economy, knowing they're going against the Glocks, the unarmored pistols. Should be much, much easier. And for Mao's this is going to have to be a very important talk between maps before Nuke begins, after Mirage ends. We mentioned, obviously, the story that everyone knows of Mao struggling when it gets to the big stages, but
Vitality match 1ရောက်ပြီးတော့ပြန်ဆင်ပြီးမဲ့နေထားမှာသူတို့ roster တော့ eco ထားရတယ်ဗျ Messi မတီးခဲ့ကျွန်တော် glow 3လက်4လက်
smacked in the face like this has got to make you scratch your head a little bit. It's always interesting because when you talk to the Mao's guys, so confident in their ability to win on the big stage. They're so confident in that they're close to getting it figured out, and it just hasn't happened yet. This is supposed to be one that shows us that they've turned that corner.
Perhaps there's a conversation to be had about maybe it's a little bit too early to know if this change in playbook is going to be effective. You brought up this point, the fact that you haven't even used it in the official games yet.
Yeah.
So yet to be seen if those changes will work long-term for Mouse, but Vitality certainly in a powerful position with lots of rounds to play with back to the rifles.
Okay, so Tosi Omni rifle 4လက်နဲ့ကျွန်တော်တို့က Magali AK rifle 4လက်ရေးဗျအဲ့တော့5လက်ကိုပြောမယ် Vitality တော့ကတော့အဲ့လောက်စိတ်ကြည်တဲ့ဆရာ rifle round တော့မဟုတ်ဘူး Vitality လက်လောက်စုံစုံလေးမပေါ့လို့ဆိုပိုတော့ဆိုတော့စမုတ်3လုံးမကျန်တော့ဗျာနှလုံးကိုတော့မြင့်မှာ3လိုက်ပြီဆိုတော့ damage ယူတဲ့လက်ဒီ pop လက်တွေအဓိကမပါလာဘူးလို့ပြောချင်တာပေါ့ တော့ကွန်ထရိုးနဲ့စမလက်စလုံးချလိုက်ပြီးတော့
decent buy. They've tossed out their utility into the window and top connector.
They've thrown it out not really to use it, just to deny information over to Mouse. They don't want Mouse during this transition period where they set back up for the A hit to know that it's coming ahead of time.
It's coming through the smoke. Flames.
Oh, you're playing. Oh, yo, you really don't know how to load this. But Sasha, the rookie was kept off with it. You're allowed to lose. Die, so you're Fabian. Being in a contact to the quarter line. She got attention challenge. The space for a super you know, because more than what oh my god, Apex said the container, the police are on the rolling gang on one, two minutes to Sui. Oh my god, Sui again, 44 seconds, 2 minutes to, and I'm down maybe. Utility machine, Tochi Marashi is a return in error. This score, we don't want to do a Henry's beyond the one. Let's see if we can solve it.
Decides to reposition and keep Vitality guessing. They last
39
detected him
seconds.
towards
C4
connector,
plan
but he's gone back through that window.
GG
He'll play from jungle instead. They'll let this bomb plant go down, and now
ဒီ
it's
ကလုံး
about
တော့
a
အော်
retake,
ရ
and
စူဝီ
Suwei
ပါ
was
ဝါ
caught in the
Apex
open. It's
စူဝီ
just
ရလိုက်တယ်
Foxie left.
1 versus 2ပဲဖြစ်သွား
Apex
တော့
with
GG
the
ကလာ
3K
နေရ
so
စတဲ့
far,
တက်
but
ထရစ်ပဲကြားနေကိုပိုင် Apex ပဲခွဲလိုက်ရေးတယ်ပဲ Vitality တို့ဒါပထမ Game 1 box ဖြစ်ထားတဲ့ match ကြီးမှာနိုင်သွားတာဖြစ်တဲ့အတွက်ကျွန်တော်နောက်ထပ် new ကတော့အစင်ပြေထပ်ပြေနေဦးပါတယ်2စီပဲနော်ဒီကောင်လဲဆက်တော့နီးကြဟုတ်ပါဟုတ်တယ်ဒီတော့ကျိုးပလီပလေးဆိုင်ဟုတ်ပါမဝမ်း over ကြောင့်ညုတ်ကြီးတို့ရလာတဲ့ကုန်းတဲ့ကပိုများတယ်2 more rounds ဆက်ကောင်ပဲရူမထွက်နေကုန်ပဲတဲ့ဒီကိန်းတူပဲမောင်းကောင်တော့မီနိုင်တော့ထင်တယ်ဟုတ်ပါကျွန်တော်တို့သိရမဲစီမဟုတ်ဘူးတဲ့ကျွန်တော်တို့သိရမဲစီဒီမဲစီအတူမဲတူမီနိုင်တော့ထင်တယ်ဟုတ်ပါကျွန်တော်โอเคရတယ်အဲ့တော့ပါအောင်စီ
One more one.
Dead.
Nice.
Give me a weapon. Was perfect, good.
Nice, boys.
Nice, boys. Perfect, my people. Yeah, I knew B-Split, you see? Hey. They tried to smoke Top Gun twice.
Grab still.
Yes, open us, ramp.
I'm leaving Lotta.
One more.
Palas,
Nice, guys. Good job.
Oh, I got scared.
Nice, boys.
Default.
Ninja.
Drop
Oh
this one,
my
drop
God.
this one.
Ninja.
Drop.
That was a good run, boys. My bad. Sorry.
Nice try, guys.
Yeah.
I should also get the trade on planes here.
Chill.
CT again. Flash bomb.
Yeah, I don't have flash.
I'm molly CT.
Nice. Let's 3v1.
Oh. ကျွန်တော်တို့ကညဘက်လာအိတ်ချင်တက်တူးဒီဖွင့်ပြအောင်တချင်းလေးတစ်ပုတ်ကို Foxie မထမတာဖြစ်နေထမတာကို Esport ပေါ်လာတော့မဟုတ်ဘူးအဲ့ဒါကြတော့လေတောက်ရဲမိုက်ပါပြီအဲ့ဒါကြတော့ Esport ကိုပြောမယ်တိကိုတိတာဟေးဒီဟာကြီးရန်ခွဲခဲ့
Shemaniaga meaning as Gadio na Simatibu. Come back on it, I went 80 jam and been doing. Piercing jet to Lemmacan, Niman and Demaga, Tambo every day, only the jet. Shinamas a day, can I, yeah. Chaluna dance where you need a bow my tongue. I on it, they quit like the men alone, the chama like the Ubida. And then the chichi low dashing kong the Gamiao Johnny. Not Chalano me that maybe Zaka truck a foggy yappy. Me praka second, told and Congo Charlie, how God, the top of the Alka Koya man, a little bit, Calbiasi. The shade of Tamida and Chitte, Johnny Yami. To Miabi Gala, don't lay up a twig with Atri Johnny. Have a member got the club at the nun and pistol bang with your shen. No one can my TARDIS got to call me more than your truck. Hey, just for you, the sheet at the long gung, I'm John. I do a damn out of him in the big gun. Bam, I'm a thought I do my zone. I do. We now learn credit. Missy, my future is a yard of my suit, a learn of Siam. She can I got the pain to make a chick out and run taller. We now learn credit. We now learn credit. We now learn.
လာပြီဘာလို့ over တော့ဘူးဘယ်ကိုနဲ့2000နဲ့သိမ်းမတော့ပြီတော့ဝင်ချဖြစ်နေပြီဟာကိုရီဘာဘာဘာထည့်လိုက်တယ်နောက်ဆုံးလူကြီးဖုန်းနောက်ဆုံးတွေ့ရပါလားဒီကလိမ့်တာဘာပြောနေလဲအာ bro ဘရိုကောင်းခံတာလား
တန်ခွဲစကားပြောပြီးဖုန်းချလိုက်တော့မျက်ရည်ကျလာတယ်ဟာတာတစ်ခုအနေနဲ့မင်းမထင်အောင်တက်ပြီးကမှာပဲအမြင်ကပုံမှန်လေးရှော့မင်းစီကဘတော်မှအမတ်ဖြစ်ရမှာနဲ့အရွယ်တိုက်ပြီးတော့ချစ်သူလေး clap တင်သွားပါနဲ့အတိညာခေါင်းပါတဲ့ချစ်လူမိုက်တယောက်လိုတတ်မှတ်လိုက်ကွာမင်းကပြင်တက်ကမင်းသမီးဆိုငါပုံကရက်ွက်ရိုက်တာငါလိုကောင်းတဲ့ပတ်သက်လိုက်တာမင်းတို့အမှားပဲဒီတော့နေနေလားရွှေနဲ့မြလို့လိုက်ဖက်မဲ့လူနဲ့ပဲလက်ထက်လိုက်ပါပုံမြင်လေးတော့ဒါပါပဲအိမ်မက်တိုင်းမှာမင်းရက်ွက်ကြည့်တာမင်းတို့ပါလာစနေနဲ့နားနဲ့ပြက်ပြီးမှမင်းဘွားမှာ
ကျောင်းသားလို့ bro ဟုတ် bro အဲ့ဒါကျွန်တော်မွေးနေ့တီးမှာပဲရမယ်တော့ဆိုတော့ကျွန်တော်ဈေးမပြောရသေးဘူးအဲ့ဒါဟောလေမွေးနေ့မသိကြမယ်
တွေ့အောင်ချစ်ပြန်လာပါမင်းကလည်းခွဲနေ
အောင်တွေ့ချလိုက်
ရှစ်ရွေးချယ်စရာများတော့မဆိုတော့လွမ်းလောက်စရာမရှိကန်နာရကတစ်ပင်လို့မင်းအချစ်ကလည်းလွမ်းထောက်လာတယ်မင်းကလည်းခွဲနေမင်းကလည်းခွဲနေမင်းကလည်းခွဲနေမင်းက
တော့သွားတယ်
ပါပဲပြောပြောသူတွေပါချီနေရ
တိတ်တယ်မိုက်ဘူးလောင်းနေဘူးလောင်းနေအိုးနောက်ဆုံးတွေ့မေးနေတာနောက်ဆုံးတွေ့ရပါလေမနေ့ကရုံးပိတ်တော့တယ်ဒီနေ့တော့မိုးလင်းလို့ရပြီဒီချက်ကိစ္စမေးပေးတာလေအာဟုတ်ကိုအဲ့အောင်နောက်ဆုံးတွေ့တော့ဘာပြောတာနောက်ဆုံးကိုေးစီပဲ哦，对手了。အိပ်ပြောင်းလာညာဘက်ကိုဘုံမလုံးနဲ့ပြီးတော့မယ်ဗျာဟာမောင်းသွဲပြီးအိပ်ပြီလားရပါတယ်ဗျာအတူကြိုက်ရတယ်ဘာကြိုက်မောင်းဆက်ရမလားလေတို့က validity လေးနဲ့ဘုတ်ကဆွဲပြီးတော့မင်းရ validity ကပြခုနေအောင်ဟိုင်ဘူးရုံးများနေပါအဲ့ဒီရလေးပြည့်နေဘုပြတော့မှမမြင်တော့အေးချင်တယ်ဘုံမလုံးနဲ့ငါဘာများလဲတော့
ဘူးလေးထွက်နေမယ်ပြီးငါခံတာနဲ့ဝိညာဉ်ကိုခွဲ
quality မကောင်းဘူးဘယ်လိုလဲငါအဲ့ဆိုလို့ရမှာလေတော့အဲ့တော့မှာမို့မတာpsychopath killer ဖြစ်တော့မပြေပြေမြင် club တူတူတော့မှ share the soul လူစိုးလူတင်ပြီးငါကိုဖြတ်ခဲ့လို့ bu ring ကိုချင်လို့တောင်းမပါရင်မင်းစီကိုပြန်လာခြင်းလည်းငါကိုခောက်ထားတဲ့မိတွေအာယုံရဲ့အပြင်ကို yeah what I saw you la me da go nya ma min li ka khna yo de mo la ya ba le do twa le kan ya au chou sa be me pu we lan kwel lo pi de chin kana se ba lo cha bi lo pain twa e shi de piat nya lo su bi me ko lein tha nga ye sai ku ni de pian na ni de me ai na မ်းကျဲကြောက်စဲလို့အောင်မြင်မှုနဲ့ထိုက်တယ်
ကြီးငါကိုမင်းလေးနေတာမသိမှုတော့ဘာသာချင်းချင်းငါမီယုံစားလို့ပင်လင်ကကီ on yo အမှန်ကချစ်ခွေးပြီးတော့ပြူလို့ထားတဲ့ pop တဲ့ချင်းသင်မဲ့အတွက်ထူထူငါရုပ်ကချောပေးမယ်နဲ့မြင့်မြင့်မှာ blue ရုပ်ချေဘဝနူနူလေးအတွက်တော့ so close yeah I hate your friends I hate your friends I hate your friends I hate your friends I'm a giant down here a jump ya jet on my babyဆုံးသွားပြီးချင်းချက်တဲ့ရွှေရောက်တော့ကလေးတို့မတွေ့အလုံးကိုကြောခိုင်းပြီးဝေးကိုပြေ
First day my first kiss on the night I can't leave ရင်ငွေတို့ပြောက်ခွလို့တော့ကဲအမပြတ်နိုင်တဲ့မြမမသိပဲလမ်းမရှိတဲ့ခံ Monday to Sunday လွမ်းနေမို့တိုင်းလို့ချမ်းတဲ့ခုတော့ငါတို့ဝေးသွားပြီပဲ First kiss on the night I can't leave ရင်ငွေတို့ပြောက်ခွလို့တော့ကဲအမပြတ်နိုင်တဲ့မြမမသိပဲလမ်းမရှိတဲ့ Monday to Sunday လွမ်းနေမို့တိုင်းလို့ချမ်းတဲ့ခုတော့ငါတို့ဝေးသွားပြီပဲ
ဘယ်ကောင်းတာအသက်ရှင်ဆိုလို့ရှိတယ်အခုကဲလာပြီဟာဟုတ်တယ်အော်ပြပြတော့တိတ်ဆုံးချင်
နိုင်လက်တလေးကိုငင်းနေစိတ်နှလုံးအိုကမ်းနေတော့လား baby
rap like so
amore me lo de ခနိုင်မရှိပါတဲ့တော့ခွဲခုတော့မထူတော့နေမုံလို့သွားတော့လေနှခမ်းကပြောနေပင်မဲချင်ဘကငိုနေတော့မေချင်ဘကမျက်ရည်တွေတွားမျက်လုံးကဟန်ဆောင်ကောင်းoh now thing and we they got to be chum me le ni chong ni lo ma de ga ma you say na bello ni ja ma le na bello ni ja ma le na bello ni ja ma le na lo ma de ga ma you say na bello ni ja ma le nga say pure dila bene ya ma du ne shi lo ni ma le di che myo so su down bi nga ro
တရားတရားမမင်းနဲ့ချစ်ရင်ဘယ်နေရရောက်ရောက်ငါတို့ဖျားဟောတဲ့တိုင်းဆိုဝစ်တွေလဲမတောက်ရှောက်အဲ့တော့လူတိုင်းပေါ်ကိုစာနာစိတ်ဝင်နေမှုတည်တာထားနင်းကိုထိုးတဲ့လက်ညှိုးတွန်းငါအင်ကူလီမာလာ
in the same way ကြားတယ်အရင်လိုငါနဲ့နောက်ပြီးလက်တွဲပြီးရင်ဆိုင်ခြင်းနဲ့နှခမ်းကပြောနေပင်မဲချင်ဘကငိုနေတော့မေချင်ဘကမျက်ရည်တွေတွားမျက်လုံးကဟန်ဆောင်ကောင်းoh now thing and we they got to be chum me le ne chong ni lo ma de ga ma you say na bello ni ja ma le na bello ni ja ma le
တချင်းတန်ချင်းတယ်ဘရိုစကားပဲသိမကြောက်ချင်းတယ်ချဲလာကောင်းမတူပါကြိုက်မတူလားမတူ validity ဘော100% တော့ဖြစ်နေ100% ပြီးဆောင်နေမိုးမပါနဲ့ဟုတ်ကို relay ပိုင်းလာနားထောင်ပါကိုဒီနေ့တချင်းတွေဆိုရင်ဖွင့်နေဆွဲလာလိုက်တာမင်းရှိနေပေးပါဦးဖွင့်ဖို့အခြေအနေကောင်းရောက်လာပြီဟောမင်းရှိနေပေးပါသာဖွင့်လိုက်ရင်တကယ်ကိုငယ်သွားသလိုခံစားမှာအဲ့တချင်းတကယ်ငယ်သွားသလိုခံစား ပြတ်ငယ်သွားပြီ2015ကိုသွားမယ်ပါပါလား
Climb up the ladder and stand on the raised lip to the right. Quickly aim along this line below the center of this window. Keep running forward and running jump throw almost immediately. Just like that, the top of HUD will be mollied. However, molly spread is never an absolute guarantee. Always care for a CT finding that little spot where the flames refuse to touch.
Down in the mobile money. Okay, we see name. Hey, how dare I look up? What's on your wife? I don't know what I'm so family. You are now, set me be or say that I'll be. Don't say leave up. Wow, that's on. Oh, funny to big way. Apple. Have you? Tell me. You know what? I'm a super. Yeah, le la ne so nya so ho super ne so ti le ja ma ai ja ma ai yinအဲဆိုnya so ကွာတညာလုံးအပွားထပြီးတော့ရောက်သွားမှာရောက်အောင်ဒီ
Mouse have impressed in Rio before, making a semi-final in 2022, Jason. But to accomplish this feat again, they have to take down Vitality. And they're a map down in the series, and they got blown out of the water on their map pick. So there had to be a real serious conversation in between this break.
Absolutely. They looked flat. They looked a little bit timid. It looked like they weren't exactly going for the plays.
Really don't know that. So maybe that's a result of ZywOo having that hot start just shut them down. Yeah, 100% win ratio map. Also, so also other guys. Where so you? I win. I just show you that. Yeah. We are gonna do better than Mama. Do one time. Do that around. By the year 2 years, I think I'm very blue. We have to do it. But it's not like me. I hope you
Vitality are gonna have to play more T rounds on this map than they did on Mirage, right? They're going to start on the T side of Nuke. We know it could be a bit of a problem for them. We have seen it in this tournament so far, so that could be a shining light for Mouse.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They didn't get the chance to put that pressure on Vitality in the first map just due to the fact that it was so comprehensively dominated. Here on Nuke, yeah, Vitality, you're going to open up. And they played this map before against each other back at ESL Pro League Season 19 in the Grand Finals as well. It was a dominant win for Mouse, 13-5. Vitality struggled on the T side, only able to get 2 rounds across the entire half.
ကွာတယ်ပေါင်းနေလောက်တာရဲ့ဟို intro ဒီပွဲအစပြောတဲ့စကားနဲ့တောက်ပြောနေရကောင်ကွာပေါင်းနေတော့ဆောင်းရဲပွဲ hype
Pistol round about to go live. Vitality attacking into Mouse's
team.
It's Nuke. It's the second map of the quarterfinals.
And a pistol round could mean a lot to Mouse's chances of getting a good start here.
Okay, Mouse versus Team Vitality ရဲ့ best of 3 game 2ကိုရောက်လာပြီ။ Apex ကတော့ smooth လုံးကျွန်တော်ဒါ flash လုံးဝယ်လာတယ်။ Apex ကတော့ပုံမှန်ကျွန်တော်ဒါအမှာဟိုပါမယ်နဲ့ support အနေနဲ့ဆော့တယ်ပေါ့နော် Apex ကလည်း 2 in game leader support အနေနဲ့ဝယ်လာတယ်။ support အနေနဲ့သူလည်းအဲ့လိုပဲ support နဲ့ plan တယ်။ smooth လုံးကတော့သုံးထားလိုက်ပြီ။
But with that boosted up player, there's always going to be a little bit of trickiness.
Outside မှာနှစ်ကောင် ကျွန်တော် RAM မှာသုံးအောင်ဆိုင်တဲ့ကောင် Apex ကခြေတန်းနေပေးပြီးတော့ပြင်မှာသူအောင် control ရတယ်လို့ကြိုးစားပြီးစားရှိတော့နေရင်အုပ်တယ်ဆိုတော့စားရှိကိုပြန်တွေ့တယ် RAM မှာကိုလိုပြေးလာကြတယ်ထော်စီပေါ်ပူးတဲ့ရှိတယောက်တော့ရသွားသေးတယ်ပဲဒီ10တော့ trade ထားတယ်ပဲအောက်ကိုခုံစင်းသွားတာမျိုးမရှိပဲနဲ့ shoe ကိုတော့ချောင်းနေဆိုရင်တော့မှာဘောင်းလေးတော့တင်းကန်လိုက်ရပြီက 2 versus 2 သူအကောတော့စစ်ကြည့်ရှင်ဒီတန်းလေးနဲ့ပဲကျွန်တော် Oh my god spin ကျထမ်းအဲ့လက်ကြည့်တယ်ဘာလို့ဆိုတက်ကိုချိန်တန်ပြီးရမို့တကယ်ကိုစစ်ပြီးမတွေ့တာ
He probably would love to be able to make a play, but at the moment he's got to sit tight.
ဟုတ်ရအနောက်ကိုရှိကိုကြည့်နေတဲ့အတိုင်းပဲဖြစ်နေတယ်သူကအားကြောင့်လှုပ်နေပြောမယ်ဘက်ကတယောက်တည်းကြည့်ရတယ် bro လည်းတော့လာတော့မကူဘူး bro နဲ့အောက်မှာတကားတဲ့တဲဆောင်နေအောက်စင်းလိုက်ဆွဲမယ်ဆို van အောက်မှာတဲဆောင်နေအော်နိုင်ပြီအော်မောက်စီနဲ့ pistol round ကတော့တကယ်လုပ်ခဲ့တယ်ဗျအမေရဒီလိုမျိုးဆိုရင်ရှိမှာ VP နဲ့ပွဲလဲကျွန်တော်ဒါ Navi နေနဲ့အဲ့လို pistol round တွေမှာခံရတာမျိုးတွေရှိရပါကျွန်တော်အခုပြောချင်တာတော့ CD advantage ဖြစ်တဲ့အတွက် CD တော့တာနေဦးပါပဲဒါပေမဲ့ကျွန်တော်ရှုံးကန်ဒီလောက်မှာ Zoo ရဲ့ double kill ကတော့တကယ်လုပ်ဖြစ်သွားတယ်လို့ပြောတောက်ရန်ကောင်းတယ်မကြည့်မကြည့်
Keep hitting that same
note. Blue either. Oh, young gone was. They need our top yet. Ow.
See if there's a bit of speed behind this. Not initially. Two players are going to be going outside. Smokes are deployed, but disrupted. Exertion's grenade.
And then their own smoke blocks any division.
Oh,
it takes a dink in return. He doesn't like that. Apex is going to get down. Same with Exertion.
Apex get away from that.
It's basically the pistol run all over again. Although this time Apex and Zaiwu committing towards Secret. They want to join the prongs of this attack. And Exertion with low health cannot be involved in this ramp defense.
Sexy လေးစားရှင်ကလည်း sexy လေးဖြစ်နေတယ်ဒါပေမဲ့ဟိုဘက်မှာအများဆုံးပါတာ full ပိုင်လာတဲ့ pistol တွေဆိုပေမဲ့ armor တွေကလည်းပါနေသေးရပဲအဲ့ကြောင့်ခုနမြောက်ကြီးကပြတ်သွားတယ်လို့ပြောပဲ farm ပဲဆိုအဲ့လောက်တဲကျွေးရတာ armor မပါရင်တော့ပြတ်ပဲ
to walk right into the Hungarian who is hungry for more.
ကိုပြန်လာတယ်လို့ယူတာဇာတ်ကတော့ကောက်စားလိုက်တယ်သူကတော့ပုံမှန် crossfire Jimmy Bro နဲ့နှစ်ကောင်တော့အကောင်းဆုံး rank ကောင်တွေတရုပ်ဆောင်ပေးတာ Okay ဇာတ်
cracks open one in the vent. It's Exertion to topple. Remember Zaiwu's taking
so
much damage on board.
Yeah, you don't win this round. You might be able to do a little bit more economic damage. He spotted the head. Oh, he's spotted the head. He's looking for his timing to pop. Good shot from Bro.
အားရနေမလို့သေးဘူးကျွန်တော်ကိုစားဦးတော့ post ပိုင်လာပြီးတော့ eco ရတယ် eco ကပြန်ပြီဆိုတော့ကျွန်တော်နောက်ထပ်တော်ထပ်ပေးအောင်မယ်3 round ကတော့တကယ်တည်းပေးရပြီ
going down for Apex who spoke of maybe some of the frustrations that at times a lot of his teammates can be pretty flat emotionally and it feels like there's so much responsibility on his shoulders to be the one that brings the energy that fires everybody up. But if the game is getting a bit too slow at times, then there is really no one else there to fire everybody up.
It's exhausting feeling like you're the only player in the team.
ကတော့လေး utility ထပ်ပြီးတော့သုံးလာသေးတယ် Oh my god အဲ့ AKU surprise ဖြစ်သွားမယ်နော် AKU surprise ဖြစ်သွားမယ်နော် pistol ဆိုပြီးတော့ stock မပြောင်းနဲ့နော် surprise ရဖြစ်သွားမယ်အခုတော့ရှိတာ pistol တန်နေပေးပြီးတော့ဘူကလောက်တယ်ပဲမဟုတ်အကုန်လုံးကတိတ်ဆိတ်နေရအမြင်နဲ့ coach လိုက်ပါည
And obviously he takes a lot of responsibility in the struggles of the T side that they've had that he mentioned in the pregame interview. So for Apex it's about leading this team to improve the offensive halves, but also the ability to lead from the front as we saw in Mirage gets that quad kill that closes out the map. They really putting in work.
ဘာညစ်စီပြီးတော့ Zaiwu ရဲ့ left side ပြီးကိုပဲကြည့်ရမယ်။ရန်လောလာမလောလာ။ဂျီမီကကျွန်တော်အနောက်ကိုပေါ်ပြီးလိုက်။အိုး AK တကြားလိုက်ပြီဗျာ AK တကြားလိုက်ပြီ။ ဟိုကြီးကလည်း Apex ကိုရ Apex ရဲ့ပြီးမှပေါ်တယ်။
Vitality applying pressure down to this lower bomb site. They'll use smokes to try and get a plant at least. You should be able to confirm that. Malos have the numbers for a retake, but you can never count Vitality out when Zaiwu's on the AK.
Yeah, but he seems a little uncomfortable with where he wants to position himself. Everyone's going to be inside the bomb site. Nobody's been able to get out. They don't want to go back towards ramp room. They know the retake could be coming from that position. And this one for Zaiwu with an AK. I don't think this can net a round win. Good first kill.
Oh, second kill for Zaiwu. Never told this man until he's finally taken out by two. Clock of Sphinx. Not able to do enough. And Vitality get a bomb plant. They get 3 kills out of that situation. But no round win to be seen. It's a 3-0 start for Mouse.
Yeah, it's a very nice round for Vitality to produce what they did out of that. The 3 kills, as you mentioned, the bomb plant's going to be massive for Vitality moving forward.
ကျွန်တော်ကိုယ်စားဦးတော့ post ပိုင်လာပြီးတော့ဒီဘက်ကတော့ play dead ထောက်ထားတယ်ဒီဘက်ထောက်ထားပူးစရှင်တော်တော်လေးကောင်းနေပြောမယ်။ဘာညစ်စီပြီးတော့ Zaiwu ရဲ့ left side ပြီးယူပဲကြည့်ရမယ်။
And obviously he takes a lot of responsibility in the struggles of the T side that they've had that he mentioned in the pregame interview. So for Apex it's about leading this team to improve the offensive halves, but also the ability to lead from the front as we saw in Mirage gets that quad kill that closes out the map. They really putting in work. And Zaiwu sticks to the AK-47. Those kills in that bomb plant help him buy it up on his own. Doesn't need to be dropped over, so no deficiency in terms of weapons for Vitality.
Well, Mao's got to play Nuke pretty recently in their last game. They played against FaZe Clan. They won 13-7, as it was the third and deciding map in that series.
New rifle. ဘောင်းကိုတော့ဘုံပလန်လောက်ပဲပေးရပြီးတော့အဆင်ပြေအောင် defense ထားပြီးတော့ retake ထားသေးတယ်။ဒါဦးတကောင်ပဲ6ကောင်တက်သေးရနော်။ဘဲစီတကောင်သမင်းတကောင်မှ GN 0 game နေအောင်ဖြစ်နေသေးပဲ။ရန်ရောင်းနေနေသေးတယ်ဆိုတော့တိတ်တော့ပြောစရာတော့မလိုသေးဘူး။
Apex just jumping, always a risk. Go outside.
မြင်သွားပြီ Apex ကမြင်လာမြင်လို့ပြီးဖိုင်းကြောက်လွတ်နေရ။ဒီဖိုင်းလွတ်လေဘာလို့ပေါ်တက်နေသေးလဲ။ဟာတေးဦးပဲရဲ့။ Garage မှာတကောင်ပြီးပလိန်မြင်နေရတာဟော
The motivation and the mentality of to stop them in their tracks, disrupt whatever they want to do outside. Don't let them get comfortable. Don't let them start playing behind that smoke
ဘလို့ရှင်းမလဲငါတို့ utility နဲ့ဘလို့လုပ်ကြမလဲဘလို့စမုတ်လိုက်တိုင်းတော့ငါတို့ close up ကောင်ရှင်းမယ်တောင်းဆောင်ဖြစ်ပြီးတော့မြောက်လို့တောင်းတန်းနေတော့နောက်ကခေါင်းဆောင်ရဲ့တပည့်တွေလည်းဒီဆန်းတော့ဆန်း
And that is great to see. We didn't want to watch Mao's come into this quarterfinal and just get blown out of the water.
Okay ဆိုတော့ secret မှာတကောင်လာပြီးနေသေးတယ်ကျွန်တော်တကယ်ပြောမယ်ဆိုတော့ CD က4ကောင်တော့ကျန်နေသေးတယ်ဖြစ်တယ်သူတို့ကတော်တော်လေး strong နဲ့အနေထားကိုပိုင်ဆိုင်ထားပြီး rep container box ကိုတော့အခြေအနေကြည့်နေသေးတယ်ဒီမှာပူစီးပါမသေးဘူး။ကောင်နဲ့ဖင်းအပေါက်တွေအကုန်ပြစ်ကုန်ပြီ။
No need to attack into him. Just chip at him away with utility. Everyone from Vitality is here. They're going to swarm one last kill.
ရုပ်ပြနေရဲ့တိုင်းရုပ်ပြနေရုပ်လေးပါလေးနဲ့ထဲအောင်ဒီကလေးပါလေးထဲအောင်
Vitality on Nuke have a 100% win rate in the last 3 months across 9 matches that they played, and it's against some of the best competition in the world. It's a very strong map for Vitality.
Slow start, and it's got to feel a little tough for Vitality again because they're coming into this round with 1 AK, a Galil on Sphinx, and the rest of this team.
ကျွန်တော်ရော play show ရတယ်ဗျအဲ့ဒါရတိတ်ပြီးတော့ချင်းကတိတ်တော့မကောင်းဘူး Hero Rifle တွေထက်ဝယ်လာနေပြီကိုကဖို့လို့ဖားလားဆိုရင် Space ရဲ့ Blaze မှာ game ပါပြီးတော့ကျွန်တော်3ယောက်ပစ်ဆိုဗျ Okay ဒီပုံစံလေးတော့ဘယ်လိုနေမလဲမသိဘူးခုနဇိုင်ဝူ Hero Rifle တော့ကတော့ home လို့ရှိခဲ့ဘူးသူတို့ Rifle နဲ့လက်ဆိုပုံများအားကိုရမလားမသိ Apex တော့စောစီကြွားပြီမြောက်ကြီးအော် Blaze Rifle လာထက်ကျသွားတာဖြစ်တဲ့ပြဿနာတော့ထက်ရှိလာပြီဟာဖြတ်ပြတာမဲဒီရှော့
It's dropped up on top of main. And Vitality, they've got players down secret, but this has to be brilliant from Zaiwu in this first fight against Impact. He needs to crack him open instantly. And he goes around that corner. Zaiwu unable to do so. Now Sphinx. Well, what can he hope for? A bomb plant maybe. But even then, that looks too difficult at this point.
Yeah, you can just go for it. He assumed that someone had already made it down, and at this point, there is Torji watching with the AWP for his exit. Good shot. Swings out as he hears the doors open.
တော့ကြည့်ပဲမာရမရှိတော့ကြည့်ပဲဆိုတော့ကျွန်တော်ထပ်ပြီးကန်ဝယ်လို့ရမယ် Vitality ခဏလေးတော့ tactical time မှာလိုနေပြီမှန်နေมั้ย tactical time မှာခေါ်တာလေးကဒီလိုလိုနေပြီ tactical time မှာခေါ်နေကိုပဲဖက်လိုက်မယ်ပြည့်ယူလို့ထားတယ်ဟာကြိုက်တယ်ဗျာဒီဝက်ဘီကျင်းအဲ့မမေးသင့်ဘူးလေဟဲ့လို့
1 and 5 here for
တယ်ဦးစင်းတို့ပဲသောင်းတော့ကောင်တန်လဲဝဲပြီးမေဂျာဖြစ်မှာ3တော့ရုပ်ပြတ်မှာမြောင်မီလို့တိုင်ဘက်နေရနေမှာတိုင်ပြီးမမိဘူးဟုတ်တယ်
Their 4v5 conversion rate is the second worst of every single team at this event. They've been terrible at recovering from losing that opening kill, and at the moment in this game, they've got 0 opening frags to the name. It's been all mouths to start out the rounds and to close them out. So first time out taken. We'll see what adaptations Vitality have made. The outside plays have
တော့zero off လေပဲဘာဖြစ်လာလဲဆိုတော့အဲ့လိုမျိုးမခံလေးစားတွေအရင်ရှုံးတာများရင်တော့တစ်ဘက်က no တွေစုမိဆောင်ပြီးဖြစ်လာတော့မှာတော့ခုလေးတွေပဲ mouse တွေနဲ့ neuron show တော့တော့ကောင်းဝယ်လို့ရ no ပိုင်ဆိုင်ထားတယ်ကောင်းမှဒီ setup တိုင်းတွေအစုံနဲ့ဝယ်လို့ရနေသေးတယ် no ပိုင်ဆိုင်ထားတယ်သူကနိုင်လို့ရတဲ့ပတ်စံနဲ့လူချင်းမှာတော့1400ဆိုရင်နိုင်ရတဲ့ပတ်စံတွေကကောင်းတယ်အခုတော့ man advantage တွေလည်းမပေးရအောင်အောက်ဆက်မှာတေးလိုက်ပြတ်လိုက်သလားဒီဘယ်လိုပဲမလား show ရ ram မှာတော့ show လိုက်အဲ့လိုလုပ်နေတာဆိုတော့
Torsi moving and taking space away and Vitality don't realize it
ကြောင်ကြီး outside ဆက်မှုပြီးတော့ဘာလုပ်ချင်နေပဲလဲကြောင်ပြောက်နေတယ်လို့ပဲတိုက်ကစားလားမီးရတယ်ခင်းလာသေးတယ်ဟောတနက်ပြောင်းမြင်ရပြီဒီဘက်မှာလည်းစူဝီတနက်ပြောင်းလေးမြင်ရသိဆုံးသွားသိစီ
so important that he wins his fight and he won't for Vitality. It's now 4v4 as Vitality move players downstairs.
Sphinx နောက်မှရှိနေမှာရင်းဘက်ကတိနေဟိုဘက်က Sphinx ကလည်း Right, maybe push 19 no see.
His main priority is this secret play. He's the only defender
But
downstairs
now
for
what
the
legit
moment.
Brolin looks for a brawl, and there's 3 players in front of him. Apex removes the Swede. Impact deals with Spinks in the lobby. 3v3.
full HP နဲ့အသက်ရှင်နေသေးပဲဆိုရင် C4 စပလန်လိုက်ပြီ
4 HP. Zaiwu took the initial grenade damage at the start of this round. They're looking to fend off this retake attempt from Malice, and right now they're doing a good job at holding them back.
The 3v3 တော့တကဘာပတ်နေတဲ့ Jimmy တော့ရှိနေသေးတယ်ဆိုမှလက်ထက်မှာသူတို့ကစ်ပါနေသေးတယ်ဖြစ်တဲ့ဘာလို့လို့တော့တင့်တယ်နေပါသေးတယ်။အဲ့ရမိုလီချန်နေသေးတယ်
He's taking a long time to get in
။ရန်ဟိုမှာ Jimmy နေနဲ့လမ်းလျှောက်တာတော်တော်ကြာနေဒါပေမဲ့ Jimmy information ကလုံးဝမပေးရဘူး။မပေးရတော့တေးတာပဲမဲကြီးစားရှင်ဆိုင်မှုရလိုက်တယ်။ Oh my god, perfect တလုံးနဲ့မြောက်ကြီး။ တော့ပြောပါပြီ
Limited time as that defuse starts, but Mao's pull it through to keep this flawless streak going.
Beautiful. Molotov in towards Dark Forces. Zaiwu into
Really
the
drama
open
me
smoke, isolates him from any teammates that could help, and Yimpat wins his fight on the flank. Everything Mao's needed for the
There you go,
retake.
fidelity ပါပဲ
And it's a flawless CT
ဘာလို့
side.
မိတ်တယ်လားကိုကြီးသူမဲ့ဘေးဆိုင်တာလေဒီမှာ CT တာပြောသူတဲ့တော်တော်နဲ့ flight တယ်ဘယ်လိုတာဟုတ်တယ်လို့လေကြည့်ကြကွာဟုတ်ပါ
And it's a rare round where Vitality was able to get the opening kill, but could not convert in the 5v4.
And those rounds are going to start piling up.
တော့ကျွန်တော်အခုတည်းဒီဥပကွဲတိုင်းမပြက်က
This lead build from Mao's.
စီးလုံးတယ်လို့ပြောမှာမလေး vitality ကိုကျွန်တော်အကောင်းဘက်ကပြောမယ်ဆိုစီးလုံးအားကောင်းတယ်တော့လုံးဝတစ်မဖြစ်သွားဘူးဥပဲဒါပေမဲ့ချောင်းရောင်းဖြစ်လာပြီဗောနော်ဆိုတော့ဒီချိန်ကမ်းပဲမိနိုင်ပါသေးတယ် or maybe 75ဒီချိန်အကောင်းဆုံးကမ်းပဲကို turning point လို့ပြောမှာဗျာအိုးရမိုးလုံးကြီးနှလုံးကျွေးတာပင်းကတော့တော်တော်ကိုင်းရိုင်းမှိုင်းတိုင်းသွားပြီဗျာ
Smoke fades out mid, inside of outside, and it's a tough situation. No one from Malice is giving anything over to Vitality right now.
Now showing him a bunch of different looks on the level of aggression they bring out. We've seen him push outside. We've seen him had a 3-man trap set up. Now it's very passive, giving them control of secret, but not big garage. Apex does slide in.
outside ကို
There's the first fight, spotted the
control
shoulder.
မြဲယူပြီးဘ
Second player
လို့
still unknown
ဝါ
over
မ
mid, but
လမ်း
exertion
ပြော
is
င်း
not
နေ
what
တယ်
it
လို့
did
ပဲ
for Pete just yet.
လမ်းပြောင်းနေတယ်လို့ vitality နဲ့ outside control ယူ heaven နေသွားတာလည်းမဟုတ်ဘူးအခု point တွေကိုတပွားချင်းစီစင်းနဲ့အချိန်တွေကုန်လာပြီး second 40ပဲကျွန်တော် C4 သွားယူရအောင်မယ်အေးဝင်မယ်ဆိုလဲကျွန်တော် pop တလုံးနဲ့ဆိုမယ်ဇာရှင်အနောက်ကနေကောင်းကောင်းကျွန်တော်ဖင်တော့ space အသေးထွိတ်တာအသေးထွိတ်ကိုကြိုးလာတယ်ဇာဘူးဆာရှင်တော့ရလိုက်သေးတယ် heaven မှာတော့ထွက်ရှိနေသေးတယ်အဲ heaven position ကောင်းတယ်ဆိုပေမဲ့မဲစီမြင်သွားလို့တော်သေးကိုကြီးကျွေး
Looking towards Squeak Door and Mini, and
Gã
there
ra
we go,
ngồi sai
Vitality.
đi xem turning point rồi mi phải vậy oh critical time một thác rồi vậy
Opening kill outside provided by Apex, and you clean things up after the fact. Mao's
Ủa,
is
sao lên lại
more
cả bùi rồi đi ra
concentrated
rồi.
setup at the
Nó
upper
đi
box,
mà
so
là
it
chi
doesn't
thế nào?
pan out, and it's a timeout taken.
ít xì à là đấy ya này đi quay chung này
Considering it's 6-0 start for Mao's,
đúng mà vậy
the money's not great. And that's what they want to talk things over about. If they get depleted, if Vitality win 2 in a row, and they run out of funds, not the most happy scenario in the world.
I'm saying soရှိတဲ့ comment တွေကကိုကြီးတွေတက်ပြီးတိုက်တာပြောပါလေဟိုလေးကြီးကိုချီပြတယ်ဗော
Some nice little hand wraps. The first step of many still to come for Vitality in this first half.
Okay စလာပြီကျွန်တော်ဒါ tactical time ကိုခေါ်လိုက်ပြီး mouse တော့ချင်းချင်းဆိုသလို tactical time မောင်းနဲ့ပြောင်းလဲလာမလားကြည့်ရမယ်ဒါပေမဲ့ mouse နေနေရလဲ round ရှုံးတာနဲ့ချင်းချင်းဆိုလိုပဲနောက်တစ် round မဲ့ဝယ်လို့ရတယ်ဆိုရင် network တစ်ခုပဲရှိရဗျခုဆိုတော့ equal ရမယ်တကယ်ရှုံးလို့ရှိရင်
You don't need a lot to work with out of the first half. We know Vitality CT side is strong, but you need around 4. Jason, would you be happy with that, or you need a little bit more?
4 would be good. 3 would be acceptable. 5 would be great.
All right, so that's the scale we're working with right now. Smokes outside. Vitality.
Oh, more your side shot like outside.
Throw from them. 2 smokes. Plume exertion. Hot and heavy.
It's a different look from Vitality though, right? No one's gone outside like super early in the round like has been throughout this half. It's a late mid-round execute of the outside wall.
In fact, no one's gone
Molin
outside.
တလုံးကတော့ Brolin စူးပြီးတော့ကောင်းကောင်းဒုက္ခပေးနိုင်တယ် Molin တလုံးပဲအဲ့ Molin Molin နှလုံးဘယ်ညာကြီးပါမူပေါင်းတရဘူး
They're going to descend down. Brolin's got the first on the defense here. Can Vitality flip this back in their favor?
Yeah, be 9 down can be sued. The conveyor with these one farmers and the year of the broom and Tabi Peel at the tubers to Colonel and no one winner on my shield trigger here. Yale, have a man on low to you, Jimbo.
Go down yet, so they're just taking a moment to breathe. Pause. 25 seconds left. They now move out into the open. Messi knows one player's down, and Apex combines with him. Vitality ties the second round. They put two.
I will cover around here. That I yalla, we are go build a Chauron Gamba will go on the Tavia. The Geluda, CD, Yauke, Vitality.
They thought maybe there's a world in which Vitality grabbed the bomb and dropped down the vents. They needed to know what was happening. So they get involved in the action probably a little bit earlier than they would have liked had they known Vitality was just standing pat in the upper site.
And there's that easy round you're talking about, right? This is what Vitality have been playing for, to finally break that money of Mao's, send them down to the pistols, and give a third round for Vitality to work with on this T side. Gotta make sure you win it though.
And then you got this round, and then obviously it's only 4 losing bonus for Mao's after 2 rounds down. Next round's bye is not going to be the greatest in the world either, so Vitality
He got through Dona Gizamshi, Opa Sao Lama Chow, your master of PB time with Annie, but time with the Komodo on me.
Mao's are in advanced positions, but they're not fully committing yet. Until this play comes around.
Oh, Messi. Not trouble game, Messi.
And Torsey now spotted, dealt with by Flames. It is a third round for Vitality, and that easy round cast aside. Mao's, like you said, they don't have everything they want. They're not going to have enough money for the AWP to come out for Torsey, for example, but at least everybody is going to be on a rifle.
Yeah, good utility as well. What you're missing the most is kits. Only one of them on the board. Yimfat just picks that up at the end of the day for the ramp player, so keep an eye on where and when he goes down. That'll be the only kit if Mao's need to get into a retake scenario.
Messi, you my home no, the Messi, you showed me on it, Messi.
Let's see what he's capable of pulling off here.
It's a good round for him to flex outside. If him and Apex can get basic control, you can boost him up on red box, you can get him behind the wall, let him peek into angles, let him peek up towards heaven.
Yimpat, that is just wild. Smoke spam, he was aware that that was a possibility. Messi getting taken out. Great opening for Mao's to play with. Wasn't too far off.
Here's the drop, so he's going to call out this is outside presence from Vitality, but Mao's don't necessarily have to challenge it altogether, considering they have a man advantage.
Takes down Torsey in reply, and now they know what they're up against. Sees that second player, couldn't grab his chance on the 5-7 on the first
5-7 or 1v3 Daewoo နေတယ် 5-7 oh ဒါပေမဲ့ dead cam မှာတွေ့သွားတာ Daewoo ကကျွန်တော် site ထဲကိုမဝင်လာဘဲနဲ့ဘာလုပ်လဲဆိုတော့ fans ဘေးမှာသွားပြီးမတက်ညံ့နေတာသူတွေ့လိုက်တယ်ဗျတေကန်ကြီးကောင်လေဆိုတော့နောက်ဆုံး movement မြင်ရတော့
Yeah, he's not dead yet, so he's wondering where is he. And such limited time now left, 20 seconds. Zaiwu eventually has to commit to this upper bomb site.
ဒီဖိုးကိုပဲဇိုင်ဦးကအိမ်မှာ plan ကိုဆုံးပြတ်လိုက်တဲ့ပုံမှာပဲဘက်ကဂျင်မီကလည်းကျွန်တော်အရင်ယုံကြည်မှုတွဲကင်ထားတဲ့ပုံပဲဘာလို့လဲဆိုတော့သူတွေနဲ့မြန်လာလို့ ready ပါတက်ဆောင်တော့
And now it's about the one extra kill.
It's also about what positioning he takes. So now he's going to have to be concerned. Oh, is he going to wrap all the way around?
Is he going to wrap? Oh, dude, Yimpat's walking right next to him. He's got his gun out. Now Zaiwu sees him, but he gets around the corner just in time. He's playing with him in the
open field, and Yimpat's still alive. ပခုံးပေါ်မှာတေးပြီဗောဇာဦးရဲ့အေးဟိုဘက်ကလည်းနေကြီးပါဖြစ်ခွဲတာဟိုဂျင်မီကညာဘက်ကိုနှိပ်ထည့်တာပြီဂျင်မီကကဲလို့မြန်အဲ့ဘက်ကိုမသွားမိရင်ဇာဦးဘာဖြစ်လဲဆိုတော့နှိပ်စားပြီးရှောင်း
A rock as an anchor, and he delivers in the clutch moments, and that's an awkward clutch fight.
It's a really awkward one. You know, you see Zaiwu coming towards him, and he realizes now it's a 1v1 mind game fight that goes down around the lockers, and Yimpat stays composed.
It's just the idea that he gives enough of a sliver to check the windows as he's walking towards heaven. I would have never expected that, and I don't think Zaiwu did either.
Great work from Yimpat. So young. and yet so impressive. He's up against one of the greatest Counter-Strike players of all time in that 1v1. And Saiwu jumps up, spots one player crossing to Secret.
Yeah, he's got the information, so we'll see. I mean, that's if Vitality want to go towards Secret, they'll Molotov this, they'll pop flash around it to allow the entrance. They'll have to respect the fact that Torji can be aggressive at the top of the stairs.
The farmers everyone's lead.
Oh, this Molotov, that's going to heat things up for Torzi. Fortunately has a smoke. So he just wants to make sure that he stays in that spot. He doesn't care if it's just about maintaining
Okay, Apex
that
left
position.
mini
Exertion goes well for
All right, what's the reaction from Miles? You've lost outside control.
This is crazy.
Your secret player knows he's under attack. Is he going to risk it?
Oh my god, Zaiwu inside of the smoke. Torzi coming out of it. He's taking his teammate down, and Zaiwu is the surprise factor. He was close by. At least
in
the mid round though, Vitality have a really good hold on this. The only issue at the moment is that Zaiwu can't really continue to progress or apply any pressure outside. He's the only one there and he's got the bomb. So he's got to fall back towards lobby to join up with Spinks and Mezzi. This will chew time off the clock. Shui inside the upper bomb site. Yimfat's just going to look to make sure they're not going ramp room towards lower.
25 seconds. That's all they've got left in this round, Vitality. Shui at the back of the site. They're about to walk through that hut, and there's pressure now on Shuei's shoulders.
Okay, so then trade the 15 second, 14 second. Fidelity, no one seen again. A man is on the Zani. Oh, for Rigi, but they one was maybe maybe was so to be like the Fidelity. Even around the net, you in a mouth will go going on a doka like being. The get time of your cover loaning, lovely. I just saw you low and the
He even had plenty of seconds to take his time and line up a headshot. Thought that kill would have come
Mauser was on
quicker.
T9
But Vitality outlast Mouse in an awkward round of trading all the way through. 7-4, and once again break the economy right at the end. It's all MP9s and a FAMAS for Mouse. Another low economy round that Vitality can try and take advantage of, and it looks like they know what the money situation is because they're playing it very backed off over in lobby. They're expecting a lobby crunch.
And there's a lot more of a heavy take outside.
But the
Good timing here. Does see the feet of Brolin, goes back to try and take that kill out. Does a lot of damage, couldn't finish off Brolin. But Vitality have got the main pack of their players already down.
အောက်ကိုလည်းဘေးက3ယောက်လောက်ကလမ်းလျှောက်သွားပြီဗျ2ယောက်လျှောက်တယ်အော်ဘာကောင်ထောက်ပြီးတယ် bench ကိုသူထွက်လာအောင်လုပ်ပြပြီပြည့်လောင်ထွက်လာတဲ့တော်ကြီးကတေဆုံးသွားတယ်
And that allows Vitality to hit the pause button on this progression to the lower site. They can actually come all the way back up secret if they want.
Spinks obviously still worried about the play that it pushed into lobby. He goes in to check it, spots out Shui. It's just 3 players left. Very likely Vitality close this half with 5 rounds. Considering the start, it's been a fantastic recovery from Vitality. Impact doing what he can from the double doors. Let's see if he can double up.
Well, he's going to need his teammates to come join him if they want to swing.
Now my Roland, my Zivo Blend, I got my Pia Saga. Sivo completely blame your one. Jimmy Brule, General Zionist Springs, and the contestation idea to me. They're going to chain and load this. I would this one. The payment general. 1 versus 2 when I was Springs in a bone to get few people to race you there. Division thought I'd have gone so well to buy. But give a bow for now, my colleague. Oh, your belay, the viewer of your Pia be like the Luro, can I? The 1 versus 1. Things are a little sexy there.
There's no hope. There's no chance. He's going to get back on it again, but the time is
so fast. Yes, it's an feel like you. Guess what, Jordan? 7 fights, or need to drop Kawa. Fish come and pebble. What brother and name Pebble about it? You're Yeah, but I wait, I'm Yanni. I'm ready to go. My big pool up be like that. My guy, oh, fuck, guy. Then you can need to do the job, yes, you know. Naki Hikaru, who gave my Hikaru. Naki Hikaru. So there's a key. Sorry, AG, Naki, mobile. AGI. Yo, shit, ကြိုက်သွားပြီ Alright, is it a fight day เนาะကျွန်တော်တို့ဒါ Vitality ရဲ့ 100% win rate match ကြီးကိုတော့နေရတာဗျ ဘာတွေလဲတဲ့ဘာလဲမသိဘူးမတားမသိဘူးအဲ့ဒါတွေကပုတ်ကန်လိုက်ပြီလား bro ဒါမှပုတ်ကန်ကိုပြရတယ်7 fight နေနည်းနည်းကမ်းဘတ်နေတာ7 fight နေဟို have ဟိုဒီပဲချိန်မှာ bro 보이래 다들 없어. 사실 저기 마드리드 하려고 야, 마드리드 하려고 야. 그만 영생해야 돼. 아, 브로아네, 그만 영생네, 네. 이게 또 왜 나오지 또 돼. 이게 라마리, 지금 너는 비암 무서우다. 그만 들어 뭐. 맞아. 지금 비암 나와 봐. 비암 나와. 뭐 빼고 마서 저 빼고 파리 토너먼트 조인. 빼유미야. 그래서 이거 세이만이 많이 피고
Vitality scraped 5 rounds together on their T side of Nuke, and now this just feels prime for Vitality to close it out and book a spot in the semifinals against Furia tomorrow night. But Mouse did come into this with a different energy, a different attitude. They are here to fight. We're going to see what they can put up on their T side. It's not done yet. We're going to start out with tons of utility in this opening round of the second half. Survive flashbangs, 2 Molotovs, a smoke, an AG grenade.
We're fucking leading, man. Fucking sick, guys. Let's go. Now they need to fucking come back here.
All right. Ready for the comeback.
Yeah, ready. It's not much of a comeback. It's 2 rounds here, Jason. So let's see. If Vitality win the pistol round, that comeback could be complete. Very, very quickly.
We are being very generous with the comeback designation.
Yeah, we really are.
All right, there's the first kill for Mezzi, but
Okay,
Spinks is
Mezzi
traded off.
사비
Very
비용은
quickly
아비자시
without any kind
cannot
of
trade
fight.
that day so मैं Blazy suit
Blow for blow, back and forth.
Mezziရဆိုးနေတဲ့ Mezzi ကလောသမားတွေအကုန်လုံး Mezzi ပြစ်ခွဲမယ်စုပြီး1 vs 3ဘလို့မတက်နိုင်တော့ဘူးကျွန်တော်ဗမာလိုပဲ A side ကို rush မယ်ဆိုပြီးတော့ mouse ကတွေးလိုက်တာဒီ pistol round ကိုတော့အရင်ကြောက်တော့တာများသွားတယ် Mezzi နဲ့တွေ့ပြီးကျွန်တော်အကုန်လုံး shut down ဖြစ်သွားတယ်ဗျ
Yeah, both CT sides winning their pistol rounds. You have Mezzi playing at this level like we saw in Mirage, and it feels like it's continuing here on Nuke. You add in Zaiwu outside on Nuke with an AWP. This is one of his strongest maps on the CT side.
Yeah.
You've got a lot of obstacles in front of you if you're Mouse.
Crispy shots from Mezzi. Great work. Now Mao's obviously not in a position to get a really good force buy here in this second round, so they decide they don't want one at all. So they're going to go for the Glocks, and just like that, Vitality, Jason, they've completed the comeback.
Mezzi bro လည်းတော့စားရလိုက်ဒီ Mezzi ရတကယ်တောင်းညံ့နေပြီဒါပေမဲ့ mouse နေတယ်ကတော့အဲ့လိုမျိုး race ယူတာမျိုးတော့မလုပ်ဘဲနဲ့သူတို့ချက်ချင်းပဲ fully equal လိုက်တယ်ဗျ
much
အဲ့
out
တော့
of it.
fully equal လိုက်တယ်ကျွန်တော်ဒီ glow လေးနဲ့ဆော့လိုက်မယ်အရင်သွားပြီးတော့ပြင်မရဘူးနောက် round ညံကန်းဝင်လို့ရတယ်ဗျအဲ့ကြောင့်မှဒီချက် fight တော့မယ်နဲ့တူပါတယ်
Tomorrow night, Furia in Rio de Janeiro, an evening game. We know what that brings. We've seen it multiple times. The energy, the passion, the crowd, it can be something special. And every player that I spoke to on media day, they just wanted to play Furia. They just wanted to they wanted to go up against them.
Players love those high pressure stages. They love that feeling, and with good reason. Now, I know we painted this as Vitality CT side got enough rounds in the first half. Can be so
glow
strong.
လေးတွေ
Feels
ကတော့
like they have the
မြန်ဆန်
advantage
ဆုံး
of
သက်သွား
closing
ပြီ
this one out and
တော့
taking
ကျွန်တော်ဒီ
the
ခါ
series
မှာတော့
2-0.
game round ရောက်လာပြီဗျာ
Mouse
mouse ရဲ့ game round ဘယ်လိုဆော့မလဲကြည့်ရမယ်
playoffs to
ကျွန်
get
တော်ဒါ
into the
vitality
quarterfinals
ပစ်
of
ထားတဲ့
this
match မှာ
matchup
mouse ရဲ့
against
ဒီ
Spain.
side ကိုတော့
Pretty dominant fashion. It
ဘယ်
was
လောက်ထိ
13-7.
useful
They
ပြောင်
managed
ဆော့
to
မလဲ
get
လို့
6
ကျွန်တော်
rounds in
တို့
a
သူ
row
တို့မှာ
offensive
4 ကောင်
output.
reduce
Mouse
digit တ
obviously
ကောင်ပဲ
lost a game
1
here.
digit ဆိုမဲ့တကောင်ရဲ့1 digit 8ကောင်လေ10ကောင်ပြည့်ကနီးလေးပါအဲ့မဲ့ဒီဘက်မှာ plain z ကတော့4ကောင်ဖြစ်နေကြမ်းတိုက်တယ်မှာ yes ဆက်တယ် apex ပဲ10ကောင်မှ plain z ကတော့ကြမ်းကိုဖြတ်တိုက်ပေးတယ်ဗျအားရပါရပဲ4ကောင်လို့တော်လေးနည်းတယ်ချစ်ကောင်9ကောင်ဆိုရင်တော့ဒါပြောစရာမလိုတဲ့အနေထားဗျအကုန်လုံးက frag က2 digit တော့10ကောင်17ကောင်မှရှိသေးတယ်
on his day outside. He's playing in garage just in behind credit card at the moment.
He's usually playing buddy system with Apex as well, who likes to set him up very, very much for whatever peak, whatever fight he wants. It's not this round. Apex is already down in secret, so Zaiwu would let them cross. He wants to stop them wrapping around towards heaven. He wants to stop them going in towards me, but Torch he holds for the peak.
ဒါဝူရလိုက်ပြီဒီ game round ရလာပြီဆိုမှပဲချက်ချင်းတို့လိုပဲ CTU ရောချုပ်ပြီးတော့ချုပ်ပြီးပြူပြီးပါပြန်ကစားပြတယ် flame z မှန်ခွဲထားတဲ့သူ့မှာ left and right လားမသိဘူးအဲ့ဒါတက်နေပြီ
Oh, Flames, I don't envy your position. I do not envy it
easy
whatsoever.
ကတော့ကျွန်တော်ညှက်ပြီးနေပြ sandwich ဖြစ်သွားတယ်
Coming from the other, and he was
ကို
guaranteed
ဆိုးတာကကျွန်တော် redeem ကောင်တွေပါအကုန်လုံးကျွန်တော်ဒါချုပ်ခံလိုက်ရတယ်လို့ပဲဖြစ်သွားပြီ redeem ကောင်တွေပါလှုပ်မရတော့
With these weapons, you can't really take all the normal setups that you would if you had M4s. You don't
အောက်
really
ကတော့
have
ဝ
those
င်
players
အေး
who
ဝင်
can
မ
take
ရ
a
အောင်
fight
ဟဲ
at
ဗန်း
range.
တော့ဝင်တာ
You're
ပေါ့
playing things a little bit differently outside, so Mouse was given a lot of free space to work with.
Oh, look at this. This is free for Apex. He catches Brawling.
တော့ important နဲ့ကောင်လေးသိလိုက်တယ်အော် Apex ကလောတယ်အော် Apex ပုံစားလို့ရအောင် P9 နဲ့ငလိုးရွသွားတယ်
Right at the end, though, you think Apex might have got
လောတယ်
Vitality.
ဆိုတော့ပြေးသွားတဲ့တိုင်မြမှန်နေပြစ်တဲ့အချိန်မှာလောတာဒီဆိုသူတို့ပဲ mouse ရဲ့ game round ကတော့ vitality ကို shut down ချထားလိုက်နိုင်ပြီဗျတော့ server 8ဆိုနေတာ
Yeah.
But that's a call that is obviously very easy for us to make from the outside. Apex obviously not operating with the same amount of knowledge.
Yeah, playing in front of thousands of people. Obviously, a situation where he doesn't have all the options in front of him.
ဘောကနေပါလာပြီး post ပိုင်းတော့ shotgun တက်ကမှာ rifle 3နဲ့ SMG တက်လက်နေပဲ
Messi has the auto shotgun.
Well, we know it can be pretty useful on this map, in particular around this position, around Hut. So let's see what Messi can do with that. But for now, Mouse take a moment to settle into this T-half. Zaiwu looking to be disruptive, more aggressive in this round. He pushed up to red. He doesn't see anything, and so has to come back and play from secret. And he's lost his buddy. He's lost his buddy.
His battle buddy. Apex was spamming previously with the Famal, so I'm wondering we didn't get to see it from his POV. It might have been spamming.
before တော့ကျွန်တော် lobby room နဲ့ပါချထားပြီးတော့ကောင်းကောင်းကြီးစီဖို့သွားတယ်လို့ပဲဒီဘက်ဒီလျှောက်သွားကြည့်နေတယ်ဒါပေမဲ့6 second ကျန်နေတယ်ပြတယ်ဒီချိန်မှာကျွန်တော်ဒီမှာ okay ပိုကောင်းတာဇိုင်းဝရလိုက်ပြီးရပဲဇိုင်းဝရလိုက်ညီလေးတို့ပြီးပြီပဲဒါသိန်းဝိုင်းဇိုင်းဝရအကြမ်း
Fortunately, they have Zaiwu still alive. It looked like he was destined to die there, but he actually got away.
Yeah, but they've had to concede all of outside to be able to do that. And with his HP, with the shotgun on Messi, the MP9 on Flamesy, this might be a round that Vitality saying, all right, let's start thinking about these protocols that we want if we just want to save these
တ
weapons.
က40ဖြစ်လာပြီ outside control လေးတွေနဲ့အေးဝင်မကြိုးစားတော့ mouse တွေနဲ့တော့တောင်းတာဟိုမှာ easy ပဲကျွန်တော်ဒါစီးနဲ့ကန်နဲ့တေချာဆော့ပြနေတယ်ဇိုင်းဝ3 HP နဲ့အဲ့ဘက်မတက်လောက်ဘူးထင်တော့မှ heaven တက်လာနေရိပ်တော့မှဇိုင်းဝကတော့ပြဿနာတက်တော့မယ်နဲ့တူတယ်
Usually perfect at silent dropping. Didn't silently drop this time. And Zai would have fallen inside of the side of the hand of Brolin.
And they don't have the weapons. They don't have the weapons to stop this play from Mini.
So it's Mao's overrunning the top site. Messi.
Okay, shotgun နဲ့ထောစီ Messi ကိုရလိုက်တယ် MP9 နဲ့ဘာတော့ကောင်းလဲမသိဖြစ်နေ
Into the lobby, wins that fight. That's his ticket out of there. He's got to run with it. He'll take an AK.
I was going to say his ticket and his AK-47 to get out of there. Sphinx going to try and follow things up. Moving out of ramp room as well, trying to get
7-9 ဖြစ်သွားပြီ Vitality 100% win rate ရတော့ဒီမှာလောက်ခံနေရပြီဗျ
Good shot from Sphinx.
win rate ရလောက်ခံရပြီ
Flames has made it far enough away. You'd imagine that AK gets into the next round. But Mouse, you mentioned that they've got game on this T side, and they're showing us early.
And if you're Vitality, to answer your question, you're not worried quite yet. You haven't had the op yet on ZywOo. You've played, your first gun run had 3 MP9s. Now you had an MP9, a FAMAS, and an auto shotgun. You're still feeling Vitality like you haven't been able to get a good solid CT round on the board yet against Mouse's attack. Problem is they're creeping ever closer to a map win.
Yeah, they are. They're getting closer and closer to that.
And even this has to be a save round, so it won't be till round 18 where Vitality really get all the resources they want to challenge.
And on that pathway, Mouse will start to really consolidate the cash on their side of things, on the T side, so they'll be able to continue to buy deep into Nuke. You can see some of that frustration creeping in now.
Yeah, it's pretty contained though, as far as Apex goes.
That's true.
It's just a little some credit, He's
Let's see what these save weapons can do then. Flames with the AK that he picked up on the way out of the last round.
Exertion,
but actually to fight for a second might have helped Flames out there, but Exertion's so quick.
Yeah, the footsteps on the swing from Flamesy gave Exertion the information just in the nick of time.
That's a nice little flick down. Now Apex is waiting in the ramp room. He's got the Zeus ready to go. I think just getting wrapped around the backside here from Brolin will end up, taking Apex out of the competition. He nearly got back to that.
What the heck? Don't they see a deep out there? They pinch out. Can I do that? No legend
we're not pleasantries. ZywOo and Spinks are going to try and hang on to these 2 rifles again, and then it wouldn't be bad. The side of Vitality, it really would help out that money game as we get a little bit later into this game. But this is now 10-7 as Malice are getting ever closer to sending us to the 3rd and final map of this series, and that would be exciting to go to. That really would.
Inferno as the decider in the series if we make it there. Very different Mouse we've had on Nuke than we did on the first map of Mirage.
Yeah, it's very true. They have a lot more attitude, a lot more bite back. And it's a team effort across the board. I think that's a conversation that we often have around the Mouse squad, is they don't have a super clear star player. With Vitality, it's easy. It's ZywOo. It's obviously ZywOo. But for Mouse, I think the only player that comes close to being the standout is Yimpat, who quite consistently is the top player. You would still say, across the board, this Mouse squad is more of a team effort.
Very well-rounded, and obviously a player like Exertion is very much known for how aggressive and space-taking and the openings that he goes for. That's one of the things this new style and philosophy that Mouse is bringing to the table is trying to get away from shooting specific ones about that with just saying, we can't rely on just one single player to be going for the openings. We cannot just have a player whose entire purpose is to be the one to go for that. Sometimes we have to use him to gain space and activate some of the other players on the squad.
Yeah.
So obviously here on Nuke for the moment, it's working out exactly like designed.
There was a point about creating a system that involves the whole team rather than setting individuals up. Whereas when you have a player like ZywOo on the Vitality side of things, you do have to put resources into a player like that because you just have to. It's the key to success. He's just so good. And ZywOo even operates not necessarily needing as many resources as some.
Yeah, true.
Frequently
without the AWP as well, which he's not decided to switch into in this round. AK-47 in his hand. So
Mouse, this is a round of Vitality rifle 5 လက်လုံးကတော့ FOE4 FOE1S3 လက်နဲ့ဒီတစ်လက်ထပ်ပါလာတယ် mouse ဘက်ကတော့ network တော်တော်ခိုင်ခိုင်မာမာနဲ့ဒီရောင်း show ရင်တော့ကောင်းကောင်းဝယ်လို့ရတဲ့အနေထားပေါ့ပိုင်ဆိုင်ထားသေးတယ်ဗျ။အဲ့တော့0စမ်းကြည့်နေတယ် smoke တွေကြားထဲမှာခြေတန်းနေတလက်ပြောင်းနေ timing နေရောင်းအောင်နေမလဲဆိုတော့ဗောနော်။အော်ပြုတ်ဆိုင်ဝူးနေတယ်ဇာရှင်းလို့ရလိုက်သေးတယ်
Cass's Exertion, and look at this. Look at Apex. Oh, it's perfect.
Oh, ကောင်းလိုက်တဲ့ pop flash ကြီးဆိုင်ဦးကိုတိုင်းနဲ့ပြစ်တယ်ပြင်နော် pop flash တစ်လုံးနဲ့ပါကျွန်တော် outside ကိုကူပေးလိုက်တာ outside ကကောင်းတယ် short ကိုဇိုင်ဦး pop flash ကြီးကျွတ်စင်ဇိုင်ဦးတကောင်တက်ပေမဲ့ pop flash တစ်လုံးနဲ့အကုန်လုံးပြစ်ခွဲပြန်တစ်လုံးမက
of ZywOo and Apex, they are so good at playing together. And this time it's a kill from ZywOo, spam through the smoke, and then setting up Apex for the peak. They've got a whole plethora of looks they can give teams on this map. So many setups outside you have to be concerned about.
1v5 team fight ဘာလို့လုပ်မရတော့
That's going to be a long old save here for Yimpat.
ရောက်ဖို့ပိုစတာကပ်ပြီးနေရာမှာကပ်သိမ်းနေနေရမှာခွေးမှသာမြောက်တယ်ဟာဟုတ်လို့လေ
But for Vitality, a round like that's got to feel good because not only is obviously a convincing round win, but their money's on the brink of collapse. Stabilize that problem. Now they can start to build money of their own on the CT side, and we know how important that is, especially as you get deeper and deeper into regulation.
Nothing worse than reaching the end of the half, the end of the map, and not being able to afford the weapons you need to fight back. So you're exactly right. 5 players side for surviving for Vitality is a big deal. It's 10-8. The lead drops to 2. As Vitality embark on yet another comeback. Let's call it.
Yes, another one.
It's their second comeback of the half.
My God, there's so many comebacks. Yeah, Mouse were able to survive against FaZe Clan, who had a comeback of their own in that second map of Mirage in the deciding game of the group stages. They're beating a team that has caused them so many problems. Even in the finals.
အောင်လေးတော့ drop on ဝယ်လို့ရတဲ့အတွက် no တိုင်းထပ်ထွက်လာနေသေးတယ် off တွေပါဖတ်ပါသေးဆိုတော့ spin ကဗမာလို play ဘရူလည်းရဗမာလိုနိုင်တာနော်အော်ဒါပေမဲ့ Jin ဖတ်နေနေတော့ပြန်ကြည့်ပြီး spin ကိုပြက်ကွဲလိုက်သေးတယ် spin စင်နဲ့နိုင်ပြီးလို့ရှိရင်အေးပေါ်ဒီသူရဲ့ information ရမလားရတော့တိုးထားနိုင်မလားကြည့်ရတဲ့ဘောပါပဲ
Play to get an opening kill. It sucks when you hand it right back.
Yeah, it's true. You do feel a little red in the face.
Yeah, you do.
Well, at least it's a 4v4. Miles will take that for the time being.
Apex holding outside in big garage, or excuse me, above big garage.
Yeah, this is a different position. We haven't seen
Yeah,
this
4v4 ဆိုနေတာ10 minutes second ဖြစ်နေပြီအရန်ကိုနှင်းနေတယ်ကောင်းလေးတွေနဲ့အဲ့ဒီအချိန်ကြီးကစားနေမှသိတာဗျာဒါပေမဲ့ဒီဘက်က Vitality ကတော့ show ရင်တော့ဝယ်လို့ရတယ်ဆိုပေမဲ့ဟိုဘက်က border တွေ show ရကိုကားတွေစဖြစ်တော့မှာဗျာ
Nothing from Mouse.
Oh, ကိုကားတွေတကယ်စဖြစ်တော့မှာဘောဒီကိုတက်နေတဲ့ကောင်းလေးမသေးဘူးကန်ကောင်းတယ်အာဒါပေမဲ့ခုံစင်းကိုကြိုးစားတဲ့ကောင်းလေးမဲစီကိုလမ်းဆုပ်တက်လိုက်နိုင်တယ်ဗျာ Okay ဒါပေမဲ့ကောင်းတော့ပါသွားပြီအောက်ကိုဆေးသွားတဲ့ကောင်းလေးတကောင်တော့ထက်ရှိတဲ့တော့ကြီးငါဖွင့်တယ်အာ Oh ကျော် Flazy တော်စီလို့ရလိုက်ပြီ 2v3 ပါထက်ဖြစ်သွားပြီ Flazy တကားဖွင့်လာတဲ့အတန်တော့ Oh my god ကြားနေရပြီအပေါ်ပဲပြတ်တက်ဖို့ကြိုးစားနေတယ် Vance ကိုဒိုးဝါကိုကြိုးစားနေတယ်အာ C4 သမားကိုပဲရက်တက်လိုက်နေတာပြဿနာပဲဒီတဲ့မှာတော့ထက်ရှိနေသေးတယ်
But now they have all the information.
Flames is down there. Why do we do what?
There's the spot, low HP, easy win. Exertion still there, and he's in trouble.
Well, let's see if he can make it all exist today. And the answer
is
we got a little tour of the whole map. We went up and down, and finally bomb went down. But Vitality able to come back in for the retake.
It seems so small, but the play from Flames to just keep maintaining with relative safety that he can pop up the vents at any moment. You're basically freezing Exertion in the open where he can do nothing. He has to stop you from getting up the vents so that his teammate can plant the bomb, and then there's just nowhere to go after the fact. He can't properly turn to deal with ZywOo.
Yeah. And it's great composure in that moment because it's so easy in the heat of a situation like that to make the mistake, maybe try and get in the fight.
So Omni Rifle လေးလည်းကိုမှတစ်ဖက်ကမောက်ကတော့တော့ပြတ်သွားပြီ။ဒီကြတာကတော့ Q Rifle Jim ဖက်တော့ Jimmy တော့ထွက်လာတယ်။မလုပ်ဖြစ်ပါဘူးလား။ဘယ်လိုလုပ်ဖြစ်လို့ရရှိတယ်။
$1 average in the bank because they want to buy in the next, but they've got Yimpat on the hero AK and 4 pistols around him.
Yeah, Exertion's going to work outside on his own. Shuei supporting with utility. Here comes the hit towards the upper bomb site. That's the AK taking most of the damage. And they see Mezzi's position on top of the silos. Like, we don't have anything to deal with that. We don't want to mess with this anymore.
No, we do not. And Spence, he's not going to enjoy that. That's going to hurt in the morning. Exertion, a second shot. He's opened this round up for Mouse. Just as Vitality looked like they were going to tie up.
It's all
getting a little uncomfortable.
You have to save.
And yeah, they're just locked out now. Vitality have just been domed by Exertion.
Oh, they just let one little creeper get by outside. That's Exertion. Okay, that kill might motivate them to go hunting for
But they're still so far off.
Yeah, the problem is you don't want to risk the AWP in this retake. Yeah. So the only way you go for it is if you really feel like you have a handle on it and the bomb's just too far gone now.
Yeah,
they're
over halfway
gone.
They're
still coming in late.
They're still encroaching on it. You're right, but yeah, this can't happen. Vitality won't win this. No, they can't. So,
Ninja လို့ဝကြိုးစားနေတာ
please. So
တော့ပြောနေ bro တကယ်တော့3ယောက်ပါပြီးတော့ပြောင်းလိုက်တယ်ကိုရီကို
This was a round where they
ဘာပြီးတော့ပြောင်းလိုက်ပြပါတယ်
see with their buy. They wanted to just get enough resources to have a good purchase in the next round, but Exertion was able to get in behind them. I think Spinks is going to be a little bit annoyed at himself that he let that happen down in main.
Not sure whose problem it is at the moment. That's, I mean, a tough thing to look for, but Exertion walking through the smoke to the other side and coming back to wrap into Mini. But what a fantastic double kill to provide Mouse at a critical moment. A low buy at 10-9. And a second timeout for Mouse now as they talk over this gun round. Vitality, due to the losses, have to reinvest everything they've got.
Yeah, I think X-Towers will welcome this timeout as well. That should have been a tight scoreline. They know it.
Normally so good. We just saw in the previous round Apex.
အဲ့တော့အိမ်မပြောင်းဟိုသိလို့တယ်ဟိုဥမာတဲ့ရက်တော့ပြန်လာကြည့်လေပြားတွေဝယ်သူကြောင်ဖြစ်ချင်းနဲ့ကိုရီသိမတ်တယ်မှာသူအဲ့ချုပ်ဖို့တာ
presence of outside players. Yeah. And as soon as they drop the ball, that one mistake.
ဘာလဲ second favorite ဖြစ်နေတော့ဘယ်ကတိတ်ဒီဘက်တိတ်ပြီးတိုက်လို့ပြပြက် Okay, so it's like on the right foot and then one way to
fantastic, and he did damage as well through there. Not a lot of damage, but a little bit on the Apex.
He didn't take any damage is the crazy part of that exchange.
Yeah, how does he do that? Dip in and dip out.
Extended duel there. So they're really going to have to trust Zaiwu over in secret with the AWP because the rifles are going to have to play passive so they can address ramp room and the upper bomb site. Mouse is moving to take ramp room for the first time in this half.
Exertion's going to be aware of this possibility.
Yeah, but with no one else downstairs at the moment, does Zaiwu feel like he needs to turn his gaze, turn his attention?
And perhaps. And then that would free up Exertion to have even more space, to be a nuisance, to be the playmaker that he's been throughout this second half of play. And there he goes. Zaiwu does feel like he has to drift closer and closer back to the bomb site. Spinks is coming down to watch that flank. That'll allow Zaiwu to adjust his gaze into the bomb site itself. But towards the instant trade, Spinks in the vent, doing great work to stop Exertion. But he took damage on board. Half of his health is gone. Spam here from Flames. It's not a lot of damage.
Softens him up a little bit. Door's going to get blown open. Retake hasn't begun yet, but they want to apply a little bit of pressure. Tough situation for Spinks.
Yeah, utility on the back of Apex. One kit on Flames. Spinks close to the smoke, a double door against Shuai, and that's going to work out perfectly for Mouse. It's just Flames left, and he's not in a position to win this round. He has to retreat. Mouse are fighting back in the second map as they take a step closer to evening out this quarterfinal. It's 12-9, map point for Mouse.
It's 12-9 and it's a broken Vitality. They've got such little cash to play with. This is back to the beginning of the gun rounds of MP9s and auto shotguns. It's not going to be pretty. Mouse have grinded this T-half and taken complete control. A 5-2 run to give themselves 3 chances to close this out and take us to Inferno.
နောက်က camper ကိုလည်းတေချာဆော့ရင်ဆိုမဆော့ရင်တော့ပြဿနာတက်ပြီ။အောက်ကတော့ကျွန်တော်ဒီ site ကိုကြည့်ရမယ်။တော်တော်လေးနှီးတဲ့ slow play style နဲ့ကစားသွားတယ်။တော့အဖေးပေးချင်းစီလာတယ်။ဘလို့ဒီလိုနဲ့တော့ဝင်တယ်တကောင်ကြီးခောက်တယ်။ဒီကျွန်တော်အဲ့ဖင်ပေါက်နေတဲ့ပေါက်ပြန်ပြီးတော့ပေါက်နေအောင်လို့ဘက်ကလိုင်းနဲ့ကပ်ပြတယ်။အခုလိုကြည့်ဟိုလေကာရာရမလာဘူး။ဘယ်တော့မှမလာဘူး။ ဟိုထောက်ဒီလို့ပဲနိုင်ရအောင်စပင်းရတယ်နားရပြီးတော့ပြေးတက်သွားတာကြောင့်လေအတူအိမ်ဖြစ်သွားပြန်
But once again another opening kill provided by a rifle and then given right back. Especially with this buy, you'd love to be playing in a 5-on-4. We saw Spinks do it earlier in Hut, now he's done it again. On top of Red, good little dink and good job of Apex making himself a small target.
Yeah, and now you look to Zaiwu, a player that must step up for you. Apex doing what he can.
Nailed through that box,
unbreakable, Messi's got another in the 5-7. Proves he can work with the pistols even in these kind of rounds. With 50 seconds left, it's Torsium brawling with an opportunity to close for Mouse.
I think Vitality is going to be a little bit confused though about where they're going. Flames has already dropped down low from ramp room. He's got up in secret. So he can find a timing to push forward because they don't have information. Torji and Brolin are already wrapping all the way around towards heaven, and they have a lot of options from here. They can go towards ramp room. They can ascend up to go to the upper bomb site.
They've decided to go with that option, Jason. They're climbing up towards heaven. Now Mezzi's found himself a better weapon. He's found an AK-47 and he's out towards Squeaky Door with that. Silently, they will try to drop, but some noise made. Apex alerted, brought back into main. Big kill on Brolin. It's all on Torsi now within the site. It's closer for Mouse if he's able to pull this off, but it's unthinkable, and it won't happen. Vitality have a little bit of life. It's a 10th round, double figures reached. 2 more and they got overtime. AWP recovered as well from Flames, and that defuse, it was delayed, and he went and found it for ZywOo.
Well, this is the moment we get a real test of the mettle of Vitality, because Apex's conversations and interviews are generally all about mentality, all about the mind frame, all about coming in and being ready to play, ready to communicate. And to make this happen, win 2 more of these rounds to force overtime on Nuke, we're going to have to see some of that mental fortitude.
We're going to have to see Vitality တန်ဖိုးချဖို့ကြိုးစားနေတာဗျာဟိုကကမ်ပန်တက်တယ်ဆိုတော့အတင်းမှန်တိတယ်ဆိုတော့နေထားမှာအခုတော့လုတ်တင်တယ်ဟိုးဝေါဒီမှာအမလေး second favorite လို့တော့ကိုကိုတီးရစားပေးတယ် second favorite ကိုရစားတဲ့တာ vitality ကို
but his teammates all stuck at 2K 3K not a lot of cash. So there's an opportunity for Vitality, because this is going to be a lower buy from Mouse as they wait to spend their money in the final round of this half.
And Vitality need to be on high alert, because Mouse were capable of winning a round like this previously, right?
Yes.
With 1 rifle and 4 pistols.
Yeah, Omni rifle 4 လက်ကိုမှာကျွန်တော်တစ်ဖက်က rifle တစ်လက်ကိုမှာ pistol 4လက်နဲ့ Tech 9 P250 galore နဲ့လက်နဲ့ဗျာ so 12 10ဆိုရင်ဒီသားဖြစ်သွားပြီ galore တွေရော Tech 9 တွေရော 9 တော့ပိုးစီပြီးတယ်ပဲဘာမှလို့ဝင်ရိုက်ဝိုင်းတော့မပြောတတ် Real လာရရင်တော့ Oppa တော့ Oppa တော့ကြွေလွင့်မှာဗျာဟောင်ရေးလွယ်ဦးဒါဦးအော်ကတကောင်လောက်ရမှာမရရင်တေးလုံးပါ
multiple rifles able to swarm into the upper bomb site if that's where the
ပုံပြီးအောက်စီးရမှာဆိုပို့ဆိုးဆိုင်ဦးနေနေတော့ဘယ်ကောင်းမရနိုင်မှာမဟုတ်တော့
Picking up info as he moves outside now.
Very bold of Flamesy as well.
Yep, definitely so. But he hasn't seen anybody, and that puts ZywOo in high alert to be ready for what could be a ramp play. Utility coming in. ZywOo gets away with one. Dives down.
နောက်နေနေချက်ချင်းပဲတော့အောင်ပြပြီးအောက်ကိုဆင်းသွားတော့ Om နေရောမတောင်းခံသေးဘူး
Once again, as he gets into the control room window, it could be all ZywOo.
โอ้ย spring ပြသွားတာဟာဇာတ်ပြတာလားဇာတ်ပြနေသေးတယ်အော်ဟုတ်တယ်တက်လားအဲ့ဒါကဇာတ်ကိုတော့နီကောင်းတယ် It's gonna be great there going.
Beautiful round from ZywOo. That's just textbook reposition after each shot over in ramp room. But also the knowledge, you hear that calms from your teammates, all the utility streaming into the upper bomb site, they're calling for an exec. He turned to run, and just at the last second, I don't know if he heard a footstep, but the awareness to stay within yourself, to be able to pause and take that angle and not just get caught out in the open. One chance, 11 to 12, it all comes down to this. Inferno as the third map or overtime.
The wrong way January overtime ရောက်ဖို့တဲ့ wrong way January Omni rifle 4လက်မှာကျွန်တော်ထော်စီကတော့ Omni rifle 4လက်တူတူပဲဆိုပေမဲ့ကြီးပလိန်ဖက်ပြလိုက်တဲ့ speed shot ဝါ 5v4 ဆိုနေတာ game 3မှာရောက်သွားတော့မှလားဒီမိစက္ကန့်30 my god 2 0ပဲထားတဲ့လူတွေနဲ့ဆောင်းရင်ခုန်မှုတော့ကောင်းနေပြီ mouse နေရော 100% win rate ရှိရမဲ့ကြီးကို new ကိုကောင်းကောင်းပြန်ကစားပြနေပြီ
Nobody knows I'm here. You can call
around. Also Julia ပြန်တွေ့တာတော့သိတော့ကောင်းသိတော့မကောင်း why did the Julia တော်သည်
possibility that the player could be in there. Apex on the rafters. Messi plays in below him.
Problem is you don't have with that pick you can only put 2
Okay, Messi ချင်းဖက်ကိုရလိုက်ဒီ 5-4-4 Okay ထော်ဒီ Messi ကိုတဲဖိတ် heaven ပေါ်မှာဒါပေမဲ့အောက်ကိုဖိန်ကုန်းပြီးကြည့်နေမြောက်ကြီးအော်စားရှင်နောက်တော့ခေါင်းမကွဲသွားပြီဇိုင်းဦးကကျတော့1 versus 2ဇိုင်းဦးကတရားအားလုံးမူတည်နေပြီဇိုင်းဦးနေမီးလောင်လို့ခဏလေးကတိုးလေးဟိုးထားတယ်စီဖူးစားပလက်လိုက်တာဖြစ်တဲ့အတွက်အော်ကောင်းလိုက်တာအော်ပါဟိုကောင်ကြီးအော်ပါနော်အော်ရောအထဲဝင်သွားပြီတော့ကြီးကဒီထဲဝင်သွားပြီတို့စီထဲဝင်သွားပြီတို့စီတေးလေးကနေထားသေးတယ်
Tozy must be just pounding at this point, trying to figure out where ZywOo's gone. This is his comfort ground. ZywOo loves to clutch inside of this A site. Zula always forces the open.
Oh,မြင်နေရတာဖြစ်လိုက်ဘူး
This series deserves Inferno.
တော့ပြဖို့ရတယ်သူနေရတယ် sound pressure များတော့ဆက်ကိုသွား fight တာလည်းမသိဘူးဗျာနှစ်ခုလုံးနဲ့မှာအေးလေအဲ့ဘာရောစတာရဝိတ်တန်တော့ဖုံးပွဲလာတယ်ဟုတ်ဘောကူကြီးကချေးတယ်နော်အစ်ကြီးကဘောရိုင်လိုပဲပေါင်းလာနေပဲဟုတ်တယ်ကဲအဲ့ဆိုတော့တော်သေးလို့ရေးတယ်ဟာတော်သေးလို့ရေးရပါတယ်ဟာဟုတ်တယ်လူလိုက်တာယူလူချတာအော်အင်ယူလူချအရင်စိုးနေတွေးထွက်နေတာ100% war 100% all more ရအရင်စိုးနေတွေးထွက်ရောပောက်ကရပေါ်လာဒီတော့ပြားပဲโอเคပြားလိုက်ဗျာ ဒီက Inferno ကြီးဘယ်သူထည့်တင်လဲဘက်ထရီတဲ့ဘက်ထရီလားဘက်ထရီဒဲဒဲပဲဗျ Inferno ကလေ mouse ကိုတော့တိတ်မကြိုက်ဘူး vitality ပဲဗျဘာလို့ဆို vitality Inferno ကကျွန်တော်မျိုးလုံးရှိမှမျိုးဝါတင်တွေ့ခဲ့ဘူးလေရာမကောင်းခင်အောက်ပြန်ဝါပြီးတဲ့ကောင်းလေးတယောက်ဘုမတဲ့အိုးကောင်စနေပါလားအားတုံးနေတယ်ဟာမိုင်းလေလားတိတ်တင်မင်းနိုင်ကိစားပဲလူဆောက်တယ်လို့တခြားသေးလောင်းရင်ကောင်းတယ်ဟုတ်ပါအေးဘာပေါ်လာအေးလားမဟုတ်ဘူးမှနာဂီဟီကာရုဆိုပြီးရှာလာတာဟေးဒီဘက်အကာမဲ့ပြောထားတာကဲဆိုတော့သေးတောက်ထားတော့ဆောင်းပင်မဲနေပြီဗျာဆောင်းကိုင်းနေပြီအားတော့ကောင်းမလားမသိဘူးဒီကတော့ဆောင်းနားကိုင်းနေလို့ပါနားကိုင်းနေလို့ပါပြူစားနေတယ်အဲ့ဒါတူးစီညမပြန်သွားဘူးတာတယ်ပေါ့ကဲနေဆိုတော့ဟုတ်နေဘိုင်ဝီ 1v2 ရဝိုင်းတော့ထင်မကြိုက်လဲတဲ့ဘုံမမောက်ဆိုမိုက်2f5ကို17ရအောင်ပေးလိုက်တယ်ဟုတ်ပါမကြိုက်တယ်ဗိုက်တယ်လေးပဲကြိုက်တယ်နားတော့နာတယ်ထွက်နေဖိုင်နယ်ရောက်မှအားနေပြန်ဟဲတယ်ပြအိပ်ပြီထဲပြအိပ်ပြီထဲဆိုတော့စေးတောက်ထားလို့ကားရိုက်နေလို့နားလိုက်ပါအောင်မယ်အဲ့ဒီလည်းရင့်နေဗျာဘာတွေဖြစ်နေလဲဖတ်ပဲအဲ့ဒီဘာတွေစားလို့လဲမလို့မစားမယ်နဲ့ game 2 2စီးနဲ့ပြီးသွား game 3ဒါပေမဲ့ထင်မှာ game 3ကအန်ဒါပဲအန်ဒါပိတ်ရိုက်ဖုန်းနိုင်ဆိုရိုက်ပြီးတော့မပြီးမှာနော်ကဲအားလုံးပဲကျေးဇူးအများကြီးတင်ပါတယ်လာကြည့်ပေးလို့ကျမကြီးတော်တော်လေးမကောင်းလို့ပါတော်တော်ကစေးတောက်တာတော့အရင်စေးပြေတော့အိတ်ချင် flop လေးတာမှာ900ရသေးတယ်အဲ့မှာ Inferno နှစ်ကောင်တွေ့ပြီတဲ့ဟုတ်ပါလုံးပဲကျေးဇူးအများကြီးတင်ပါတယ်ရာမိုးကောင်းခင်အဲ့ပါတယ်ဆိုမရှိတော့အိတ်ပေါ်တယ်အမှန်ဆိုရှိလားဆိုရှိရကဲအားလုံး good night ပါဘာမှလည်းပြန်ပြောကြအောင်တိတ်မကြည့်နေဦးတင်တယ်အိတ်တာရပါတယ်ဗျာဒီမိုင်မကောင်းလို့ပါနှုတ်ဖို့ကျွန်တော်ကမနေ့ထိပြတဲ့လူပါ good night house in the play off